What's up, everybody? It's That Anime Show. I'm Terri Doty Wales.
J. Michael Tatum.
And today, returning...
Fuck.
Okay, I'm sorry. And today, returning for her second appearance is Brina fucking Palencia.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Brina Palencia, part 2.
Welcome back. Well, the last time...
Can we just done this, like, with a phone or something? I mean, like, did you have to actually be here?
I just wanted to see you, Tatum.
No, you
I just wanted to look at you and feel your breath.
Let go of my leg.
It's just so strong.
My leg?
Yeah.
My leg is strong. We'll have to leg wrestle.
Has anyone ever said you have a strong leg?
Well, yeah, weren't you just here?
Just
like,
now.
Yeah.
No.
People actually, every day, people tell me, like, wow, you look like you've got really, really strong legs.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, like, just the guy that...
What I love is that I can just caress your feet and you won't feel it.
I know, it's kind of creepy. Like, stop it! Like, I look down and you're doing it now. Stop it! Stop it! Put my shoe back on!
Oh, God, put a shoe back on.
Shit, I can't feel it. Thanks, Terry. Awkward.
Maybe you should go. And Brina and I will just hash this out in like 20.
That's good. Yeah, without me, you'll probably get through it a lot quicker.
But I really just want to look at you.
You can look
just
at me,
don't
okay?
talk.
Just stop touching me.
Just don't talk. Don't talk. Shh.
Really? You're making
Don't
this so
ruin this
difficult.
So,
How have you been, sweetheart?
yes. How have you been?
I've been fantastic. OMG. I've been stuck in the house for freaking 4 days.
Yes.
Although I did get to, I did my GameStop shoot on Thursday, which at first I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they're making me drive in this. And then I actually finally left the house and I was like, oh, this isn't bad at all.
But you're so terrified of leaving.
Yeah. Well, because my parking lot just looks awful. Like at my apartment complex, it just looks
I can
terrible.
imagine.
Looks like the North Pole. For those of you that don't know, like where we live
Well, I'm sure
in Tejas has been
If anyone is on
completely-
Facebook
yeah,
and knows
bombarded
anyone
with,
in Texas.
with weather that we're just simply not
anyone in
used
Texas
to.
that has never been out of the state, especially. What's
happening?
What is this?
All
What
of
is
this
this white
cold stuff that's
Why can
on the
I
ground.
see my breath when I leave the house? Yeah.
It looks like I'm smoking.
It's been
Look,
fucking crazy.
looks like I'm smoking.
It's hell. It's hell when you're smoking, actually, in this weather, because you don't know when to stop exhaling and you just pass out.
Do you smoke, Tatum?
No, not really. I used to smoke a while back, and every now and again I will have a social
I was about to say,
cigarette,
you don't
but
say
I
every
always
now and
smoke.
again.
Every now and again, but
Yeah, I
not,
guess
it's
I have-
very rare.
It's
I don't,
disgusting,
It
by
is
the
a
way.
disgusting habit,
It's
but there's a lot
the
of
most
things about me
disgusting
that's
habit on the
disgusting.
face of the planet.
It's not the most disgusting habit. There are more disgusting habits, I'm sure. Not that smoking isn't every bit
It's
disgusting.
the most disgusting, socially accepted habit.
Well, it's getting less and less
I don't
accepted.
know, I think
What I
chewing
hated
tobacco
about
is
being a
worse.
smoker.
That's a good point. Chewing tobacco is worse,
Because
but at least with chewing tobacco, like I don't have to smell it.
Well, like
No,
when
but be
I
careful
worked
what cup
at
you're grabbing.
Guitar Center.
Yeah, good call.
When I worked at Guitar Center, there was a guy who's like, "Yeah, I don't smoke anymore. I can't believe all you bitches still smoke." And we're like, "Well, stop chewing your tobacco and spitting it into my trash can because I have to deal with that all day."
That's pretty disgusting. Like that's
day.
pretty disgusting. I will take this. I will take the smell of smoke and nicotine over the visceral experience of handling in some way someone else's.
See, I've never had to actually
Tobacco-laden
handle it. I've seen
sputum.
it, but I've never had to handle it.
That
So to me, the smoking is
talking to
still
someone with the lip. The
yeah.
bottom
And they always have it
lip
like in the corners of their mouth, like just little like brown spots in the corners of their mouth.
And there's certain things you will never ever hear those people say. Like, I was reading this really good book the other day.
I was. Oh, man.
yeah. I mean, you never. Sorry, that was probably a rash generalization, but it's I've not met a lot of people that dip, as it's called. I don't understand why it's called dipping either. Because what are you dipping? You're just putting something
dipping
in
your hand. Whoa!
We both do like.
Yeah, we like just mirrored each other. That was really weird.
Yeah, that could be.
Probably made the speakers sound really weird
So
too.
it's called dipping because you dip your hand in something prior to.
Yeah,
the action?
I would imagine that's the only thing I can think
But
of.
there's a lot of things you do that with, and they don't call
Like
that dipping.
Big Chew.
Maybe just dipping.
Conditioning. I don't know. Well, I remember I started
I'd love
smoking.
to see a 50-year-old man try to do that with his tobacco. There, like chew it and blow a bubble and be like, oh.
Well, no, because the big chew looks just like the chewing tobacco.
That's true.
Which you
Also,
think about
not very good gum.
No, horrible
Not
gum.
good.
It dissolves.
It's the worst gum ever.
Like bubble tape.
It's offensive. Yeah, bubble tape is not very good. Bubble tape at least has a better flavor usually, whereas Big Chew is just like shitty sugar.
Shitty sugar. Well, pretty much anything that, like the candy, the gum cigarettes also sucked.
Gum cigarettes, yeah. Though I did
the candy that you could like actually,
Yeah, well, like it had the powder. Oh yeah, I had
powder.
that in my IBC. Talk about conditioning. Seriously, like I'm like, look, Dad, it looks just like you. He's like, oh my god, oh, I need to quit smoking now. But and I still smoked for like 6 years instead of my
I
brother.
never smoked. I always hated it. Even when I was little, my mom said when I was a toddler that if any of her friends smoked around me that I would freak out. Just be like, you're disgusting. How do you live with your doubt?
My father smoked and doesn't anymore. When he got his hip replacement.
Sorry,
and he
I'm
wasn't
very fascinated by how
What?
you're playing with your beard.
I'm just scratching. It gets itchy. Yeah, I have a beard now. I need to post a picture on Facebook
I really
or
like
something.
it.
I
I'm really
like it too.
into it.
I am a
like it
fan
more than
of
I
the
thought I
beard,
would.
but
I
that's
just kinda
not
grew it
because
as an
I
experiment.
love beards.
I do too. My husband has a
There's a lot
beard.
of things I can do, and it's funny if you
Oh,
got a
see,
beard.
Paul will actually grow one. Mine won't.
I've learned something about having a beard. It's somehow now, because I have a beard, socially acceptable to have absolutely shitty hair. Like, I don't have to do anything with my hair before I leave the house, and no one cares.
But
Because
your
they're
beard
like,
looks
look at
amazing.
your beard. Like, the beard somehow offsets it. Like, they're like, either the beard makes people go, oh, well, he's a slob. So, of course, I don't expect him to, like, quaff his bangs. Or they
It's
just
a very
see the beard and it
well-groomed
distracts
beard,
them.
so you can't.
That's the thing. It's well-groomed.
Well-groomed.
But your hair changes so much. You're like that little drawing guy that you just stick the hair to. He's like, where's his hair going to be now?
Because my hair sucks. I can never decide what to do with it to make it look like I have it.
Oh, I can never decide what to do with my hair. Oh my goodness.
No, I've got stupid hair. I hate my hair.
He's Julia Child.
Shut up. You're a perfect, beautiful model bitch. Shut up.
Whatever.
You're like, oh
no,
my God.
please keep going. I mean,
No,
stop.
that's it. That's really all I had to say.
Oh, okay.
You're gorgeous, and I hate you for it.
Thanks. I think
have
you're
great
pretty.
hair. Thank you.
That's why I like to look at you, Dana.
Stop touching my knee. But no, my dad smoked for a long time, and he quit like 10 years ago when he got his hip replacement because his doctor told him to, and he's like, well, whatever, I quit. It's longer than 10 years, but he smoked forever. And when I was a kid, me and my brother and my mom would be like, every time we lit up, like we'd make a big deal out of it. And then
Nice.
so I remember the very first time I started smoking, I was working as a data entry rep somewhere. And I just started smoking because everyone else started. I know, right? And that's why, because we started smoking because life sucked and our jobs.
That's why people start doing drugs.
Yeah, because
Actually.
you don't have a very
Yeah,
fulfilling.
That's why I'm wasted right now. Because you guys are so boring.
Well, no, we
Why
saw
your
you.
eyes were glazed over.
Saw you. Yeah. We
I
saw
just
you in your
thought I
car.
had that effect on people, but yeah. But like when I first started smoking, is after my dad quit. He was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "I don't understand." But I was never much of a smoker. I smoked for like 2 years and I stopped.
I was a professional smoker. And you want to know why? Because I lived in Arlington. That's
See,
why.
I
Dude,
did not.
Arlington breeds
Smoking?
addictions.
Smoking is
Yes,
a fucking
it does.
hobby.
Yeah.
In Arlington. It's not like, why do you, it's like, because I'm bored. I am that bored, especially when you're under 21 in Arlington.
Yeah. Arlington is like the shithole.
Oh yeah,
of the
there are
world.
2 things to do in Arlington when you're under 21: smoke, and then just like try to
Drink
navigate the parking
underage.
lot on the island.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. No
don't
one
do
does
that.
that in Arlington. Yeah, you're kidding. Everyone does. Arlington sucks ass. I hate it. I don't know why I live there. I know why. I
You
live
got a
there.
cool house.
Your house is cool. Yeah, your
our
house
house
is
is really,
pretty
really cool. You know what? There are better houses.
That's true.
There are better houses, and they're better. But that was, I don't know.
I can't believe we've talked about smoking for this long.
We really haven't talked about this long. We just kind of got back into it, actually. So man, I don't know.
Oh, Brina, since the last time you've been here, we've just, link. Like, we can talk about nothing forever now.
I know.
Wow.
Well, you knew this
I'm
about
already
me.
bored, though.
Well,
Let's talk
yeah.
about something else.
We'll do something interesting.
So, Brina, tell us about
Tell us, what is it like being such a bitch?
It's pretty awesome, actually.
You've actually been pretty busy, right? Like, there's the throwing stones stuff, which is all...
stones.
Talk about that. What's that?
I keep up with it. I've been keeping up with it.
You're interviewing me right now. How do you not know?
Who the fuck says I'm interviewing you? Terry's
Not
interviewing you. I'm just over here going, fuck this. I don't know.
Professional.
Whatever. Yeah, Terry's the professional one. I'm the wild card.
The wild card. Woo!
What's he gonna...
What is the talk about throwing stones?
Okay, throwing
Pretend
stones.
like I don't know anything about it. Maybe that was just an adaptation
for those
to
of
make you
you
more comfortable with the question.
I've been keeping that anime show page updated on it too.
Yeah, so everyone who is listening probably knows what it is. I'll tell you, Tatum, since you're the only one that doesn't know it. Throwing Stones is a web series that I was involved in, or I am involved in, with Jeremy Lee, who's another voice actress, is in it. She's actually like a lead character in it.
Lovely person.
And every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a live web show. And I am the host of the live web show along with John Christie, who is also in the web series. And we just take it's like an hour-long show, and we show all the different episodes. So far, I think we're on episode 5.
5 or 6?
Yes. I think this Wednesday will be 6. And we'll show all the episodes and talk about stuff, and we'll have people that are actually like main cast members that we interview. And it's really fun. It's my first live hosting gig that I've done. I mean, I host for GameStop and stuff like that, but I've never done live before, and it's really fun. We take live questions from like the live web chat and stuff. I'm pretty into it. Although this Wednesday, for those of you who are in Dallas, we are having a Summer Wars party thingy reception.
Yeah. It was supposed to be on
It was supposed to be on Friday, but because of all of the
Mother Nature
ice
had
and
other
snow,
ideas.
exactly. So we moved it to Wednesday night, and so I'm actually, for this Wednesday, I am still going to host the beginning of the show. I'm going to introduce stuff, and then there is a surprise later on in the show from me that you guys will get, that if you were in the live web chat last week, then you know what I'm talking about. But otherwise, you should just watch and get ready to have your mind blown by my awesomeness later on in that show. Also, next Wednesday, on top of the Summer Wars and the Throwing Stones, you should watch Throwing Stones and then TiVo Chase, because my episode of Chase is going to be airing on Wednesday.
I didn't know you did Chase.
Okay, so just so we can break this down, because that was a lot of information you just hit us with. Okay, so Wednesday, you're hosting, and then there's a surprise coming for people who've been watching.
Yeah, so Wednesday, go to minglemediatv.com to watch the Throwing Stones live web show.
And during which there will be a surprise.
There will be a surprise from me.
For those that have been.
Because I will be gone for the second half of the show doing the Summer Wars reception thingy.
Starring Brina Palencia.
Summer Wars will be premiering at the Angelica.
Yes, well, it actually kind of already premiered.
Yeah,
well, sorry, but
into
the
that.
cast will, I guess the cast premiere or whatever will be there.
Right, exactly.
So we'll be Wednesday
at
what time? What time is it? It's 6:30 or 7?
6:30, yeah.
6:30 Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Wednesday at the Angelica.
At the Angelica. And then the Throwing Stone starts at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And the rest of you in the country can figure out what this.
I love it. Like, what is that for where I am? I'm like, I don't know, and I'm sorry. I am
It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Really struggling to remember which one I'm in. So,
yes.
I'm sorry. But no, Throwing Stones is actually shot like really well for this. I mean, I don't know. You think web series sometimes, and you kind of think production value's down, but it's shot like a show.
Yeah, like the writers and directors of it, Jason Wheeler and Bart Van Bemmel, are actually teachers. They're high school and middle school teachers for like RTVF programs.
Oh, cool.
Like in Carrollton, and I think they're both in Carrollton. I'm not sure.
So it better look good, otherwise it can't.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And I know one of their students actually shot all of those that opening sequence. One of I think it was Jason's student actually shot the opening sequence. But yeah, it's shot really well, and our Steadicam operator was actually totally forgot his name, but I know he did stuff for the Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay or whatever, and
which I believe another voice actor is in that.
Oh, really?
Julie. Julie Mayfield or Erickson.
I get them confused.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, the one that she's on the plane and she called the Indian guy a terrorist. That is
awesome.
The lovely Julie.
I have not
Erickson
seen
or
it.
Mayfield.
Erickson or Mayfield.
I saw Julie Erickson in a movie called Carried Away.
Okay, it is Erickson.
Okay,
It is
yeah.
the Carried Away, which also has Massey in it.
Yeah, Brian Massey, who's freaking awesome. I actually did a film.
Yes,
He's
he
actually
is.
he's in Throwing Stones as well.
Awesome.
He's involved in it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Massey. The first time that I met Massey was whenever I was filming High Schooler's Guide. High Schooler's Guide to Throwing College Parties. Longest title ever. We filmed it I guess well over a year ago. I think almost 2 years ago now, and it still hasn't come out.
Yeah, okay, I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I'm like, what if I ask and you're like, yeah, it's out?
No, not
Because
out
then
yet.
it sucks to be like, oh, is it out?
Not out yet. But I'm hoping that it'll be out by this year sometime. I don't know. I know that they're in talks with like studios in LA and stuff, and they're trying. I think they're just trying to make sure that it gets the best shot possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just does as well as it can, rather than just throwing it out there
Are they,
when it's not quite
are
as
they
good as it
trying
could be.
for a theater release at all?
I think so. I think that's the plan, but I'm not sure. What's going to be hilarious though is that I feel the same way with like Throwing Stones too. Like if we do end up having a second season, which I really hope that we do, and the way that you guys can help with that is friending us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook.
If you're not friends already.
Exactly.
All right, fine. I'll
Throwing
friend you.
Stones web series on Facebook. Look it up, and we all have character pages. And my character is Finley James. You should like me too. Anyway, I
Plug.
I know, right? I feel like, especially with High Schooler's Guide, because I am supposed to be a 16-year-old.
I was going to ask you
and
about
I feel like by the time it comes out, I'm going to be like in my... hopefully it doesn't take that long, but I'm going to be like really old, like in my 30s.
Your birthday's
Fuck
this month.
you.
Yes, my birthday is next
remember shit.
weekend. Well done.
How old are you going to be? 17?
12, actually.
12.
She's going
Wow.
to be...
Wow, so you're really drinking underage right now.
27.
Yes, which I prefer not to tell people that, but I guess
going to
we
be
can talk about it.
Like,
Yeah.
beep it.
Yeah, we'll bleep
Right.
that out so people,
Yeah.
so it's still mystery.
Well, it's funny
so
because I
people still
don't
think you're
I don't care
not
about
able to
my
drive.
You're right. Yeah, I don't care about my age. It's just like for casting purposes.
You were telling me about that one chick that was bragging about how old she was.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm 21." Blah 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 blah. How old are you? She was playing my sister in something. And like, I was just like, I'd really rather not say, because I was already cast as much younger than I was, and I didn't want to
And
say.
once they know,
Then they just have this.
they look for a way to, and they're like, oh yeah, I
they
see
look-
that.
It's like whenever people who are like speaking in an accent that is not their own, as soon as you know that it is not their own accent, you're immediately looking for flaws in it. You know what I mean?
And you immediately become a fucking expert.
Yeah,
And you're like,
exactly.
that's not how they do their diphthongs. Yeah, and
Exactly.
you're like, shut the fuck up. You
Yeah.
don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I say
It took me forever to realize, like, as a kid, I'm like, oh, so they're not 16. Like, Zach's like 27.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really
like
upsetting.
in Glee, all those kids are like 25 or over, pretty much.
know.
I mean, there are a few exceptions, but most of them are like 25
Well, it's
or
harder
over.
to film around younger people that are still in school because
Right.
of their,
well, and not to mention that
educational
they change.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, you
Too.
think
Their
Patrick
voice can
Fugit in
drop
Almost
or-
Famous,
yeah,
he
well,
grew
they
like
change.
2 inches over the filming. Like,
Yeah,
and all
well,
that
or
stuff, and
even
his
Aaron
voice
Dismuke.
dropped.
Aaron
Yes.
Dismuke for
Great
Full
example.
Metal Alchemist. That's a great example. I mean, had they gone with the girl to begin with, they wouldn't have had to do the recasting.
Yeah.
But
Which is what Aaron has done himself. But, I mean, even
Yeah.
in, like, Shikabane, his voice got lower.
yeah, because
Which-
he's still maturing.
He's
Yeah.
still, he's going to sound like James Earl Jones voice over and he's going to be that 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And, this is Unit. And he's going to have that voice, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, it's not like, you know, you look like 40 or something. It's like, why is she playing a 14-year-old kid?
Right.
This makes no sense.
Yeah, I personally don't think that I look that young, but then I'll find myself in situations where people are treating me like I am 16. And I'm like, how
That's just
do you
because
think
you
I
act
fucking am?
immature.
Right, exactly. I'm sure that has a
No,
lot to do.
you know what it is? It's because you're physically very, very attractive and you have a very ageless quality about you. That sounds hokey, but it's true. There's some people that just
It's
you
hard for
can't
me to
tell.
compliment Brina because she hates it so fucking
much.
That's exactly why it's so easy for me to do it. No, I mean, but you have a very ageless quality to you, so it's hard to tell what age you are. And so people, I think, decide to err on the side of caution and just assume that you're younger than you really are because, well, you can't be. I mean, it's great. I mean, it's better than looking older than you actually are.
That's true.
And it's a lot more interesting than.
I fear that's like, I'm like,
I don't think you look older than you look.
I think you look your age.
I look my age, too.
You're actually 2 months older than me.
Yeah, I know.
I look my age, and looking your age is boring as hell. Because everyone's
How
like,
old are you? I don't even
34.
30, no, you don't.
I look 34. You
don't.
I think I do.
We've gone over this. You know.
This is what 34-year-olds look like. So I look like a 34-year-old.
No.
Well, I've seen. Okay, this is really
to
funny.
me, you seem like you're significantly younger than Sabat.
Again, that's a maturity thing. That's not. Oh well, then Sabat. Okay, then it must be looks.
Yeah. Yeah, because that man is not.
As less mature.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's what I'm saying. Like I think of you as like way younger than Sabat. So
I think that's, I don't know, because I don't know that that's my looks though. I think that's just, I come across as being an idiot. And that makes it
of course.
No.
Anytime I talk to people, they're like, that Michael Tatum, total idiot.
Seriously, open a book, man.
Yeah, jeez. Why don't you educate yourself every now and then?
There's idiots. There's idiots, and then there's book smart idiots. I'm a book smart idiot. Like I've read all my life, but if you were just to like drive me 5 miles away from my house,
street smart.
And
is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't be able to find my way back home. Yeah, I'm not streetwise. I'm not very practical minded, nor have I ever been. Like if you put me in front of a computer and it's not the most intuitive interface, like if everything isn't primary colors,
why isn't it turning on by itself?
No, if it isn't primary colors and everything's like smudged, like emoticons, I'm lost. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You just look at TV on.
How old is this thing? I just clap and like, what? It's not coming on.
TV on.
But no, I think I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I see some people tell me that I don't look my age, and others that I do. I think I look 34. I mean, I'm fine with that. I don't feel. It's really funny though. I have to tell the story.
Is it?
I was.
It better be.
God, I shouldn't.
Pressure's on.
I should stop prefacing what I say with "it's going to be funny."
You really should, because it ruins the surprise.
At least you weren't going to. Man, I have to tell the story. You guys are going to die. And it's like that. No.
That happens with you a lot. I'll be like, oh my God, it was so funny. And I'll go into this long story that's not funny at all. And I only learn it's not funny by the time I get to the end. I'm like, well, I don't really.
That's why you shouldn't preface
it. It's not
because
what's funny. Tatum, it's rarely like if you're telling me a story, like I'm sure it was funny the first time you told me it years ago.
But I'm old. I forget. I'm like, have I told you about the time I was in the war? No, I was recently. My mom has decided to take a bunch of VHS tapes. Remember those?
Wait, what is that?
I don't even know what it stands for. Like video shit. I don't know.
Service.
I have no idea. I don't think anyone knew. But
very hot secretary.
Very hot secretary. So my mom has a lot of very hot secretaries at home that she wants to convert to
DVDs?
DVD, which stands for what?
Dumb venereal disease. This is a fun game.
Dumb vacuous dicks. So she has a bunch of very hot secretaries.
Voluptuous dykes.
Okay, so my mom has a bunch of very hot secretaries she wants to convert to daring voluptuous dykes.
Okay.
This is a trope that's going to come back to haunt all of us, I guarantee you. But she had,
TVtropes.com, we're on there.
When I was little, it was like from the age of 10 when I kind of learned how to talk and never looked back. Yeah. And and I started doing plays and stuff. My mom and my parents actually they videotaped all of them, and I have never gone back and watched any of this shit because I'm not interested. I'm like, I don't care. Like I was a kid, I couldn't act. I mean, arguably I can't now, but when I was a kid, even less so. But my mom wanted. She's like, well, what are these? Can I keep? What are these? Do you really want me to convert? I'm like, well, they're yours. I don't know. I never watched these. So she sat down and we watched like clips from all of them just to kind of help her sort them out because she couldn't remember what was what. It's my mom. She's never been good on the brain thing.
So it's genetic.
Well, she uses her brain like a lot of people use their car. Like she knows how to start it and she knows how to go and reverse and use the turn signals, but she couldn't bleed the brakes herself. You know.
Can you?
And that kind of thing.
Back off your mom, man.
Yes, if it came to it, I could. I would make it. I would suck at it, but I could do it. I know in principle what is involved. Anyway, so that was a
This
tangent.
metaphor is getting way too like.
It's getting really. We're really laboring this metaphor. Shut up. So it was really funny how I'm watching like some of the stuff I did in high school, and I'm looking at myself as a 16, 17-year-old kid, and I'm looking at this and I'm going, "Fuck! I don't look anything like that anymore." Like I was this skinny, bedraggled, like I had long hair, and I'm watching this going, I was cute. Why didn't anyone tell me I was cute?
Aww.
And it's really because I'm like, because I was a kid.
You were in theater.
Like,
we all hated you.
You're like, I would totally do me.
But I was like, oh my god, I was so hot.
Checking out your underage self, pervert.
I know, right? Does that count? I mean, does that count? I mean, it's not like I can go and kidnap
I don't know.
myself.
It gets back to that question, like if you had a clone of yourself and you had sex with it, what would it be called?
I wouldn't have a clone with myself. Are you kidding? We'd never shut up. We'd never get around to having sex.
Yeah, you'd be like mentally masturbating, like jacking each other off the whole time.
Or boring each other.
No, I'm sure you would think that each other was very interesting.
I don't think so. I think we would just be waiting for our turn to talk and waiting for the other to shut up. And it would never come. And it would be nothing but a really long silence or nothing but both of us just trying to talk over each other. It'd be terrible. It would be terrible. I know this about myself. I would not want to have a conversation with a clone of me unless he still had a stutter. And then I'd just make fun of him.
So clone you would kill you?
No. Clone me and abuse me.
I think my clone would be awesome. And I think we would get along really well.
I'd probably hate my own clone. Be like, that's what you're wearing? Ooh.
Man, we would like prank so many people. It
Oh
would be
my
so
God.
much fun.
Let's not get into pranks
I don't think
yet.
the world could handle two of you. The world
so?
can barely handle one.
Because I'm that awesome. I know.
If you want to call it awesome, I prefer to say handful.
Yeah, no, I like awesome. I prefer
like
that.
handful. I'm gonna stick with handful. That'll be my. We'll just say it's a euphemism for awesome. How's that?
That sounds great.
Awesome. Hey, we have
Handful.
some questions from our listeners.
You never finished your story, but
That was my story. Watching tapes.
That
when I
is
was
not
young.
even a story.
See, there you go. I should stop prefacing it. I said it was funny, and I said it was a story. Two things that
P.S.
turned
I
out
saw
to
a
be
picture of
completely
myself.
wrong.
I saw a picture of myself in high school recently that my friend tagged on Facebook. Thank God it's not my fan Facebook, so you guys can't go look it up. I'm just like, so, I mean, because I was mistaken for a dude up until my early 20s. I think
You
I was.
told me this before.
Yeah, no.
And I find that so hard.
I'm going to have to show you the picture
I think you
afterwards.
showed me.
I'm pretty sure I probably did.
Yeah, I think you did because we all had a good laugh about that.
Yeah, about how much I look like a dude. I totally looked like a dude because I dressed really in baggy clothes. I wore clothes that were too big for me.
I guess when you're that age.
And I was really punk and I had short hair and like I just looked like a punk dude.
Like an emo dude or something.
Yeah, actually, I totally looked like an emo dude.
There you go.
You would have loved
you
me.
were hot.
Yeah, you would have loved me, Tatum.
Can I have that picture?
Me in high school, it was blonde hair. Most of the time.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures of you from high school. Actually, the blonde hair works on you.
Yeah.
I
can't picture you with blonde hair.
Blonde hair,
outrageous
outrageous makeup, but pretty much the same dress now.
Nice.
But which is the hoodie shirt. Duh. And no Chucks today, Vans. Crazy.
Crazy.
But I know. I just didn't want to do laundry. It's whatever. But you see, like when you thought like you looked really good in high school, I found a lot of those pictures and nobody told me how ridiculous I look like I was captaining my own spaceship. Most of the time.
But that's high school, isn't it? I mean, that's high school for everybody. You should go back and look at your yearbook picture and feel embarrassed because that's
Otherwise, you haven't lived.
Otherwise, yeah.
I mean, if you're still in high school, don't look at them immediately. Definitely, like, get the yearbook, get it all signed, and then after graduation, hide the yearbook from yourself for at least 2 years.
Yeah,
and then go back and look.
And go back and be like, wow, I look like an idiot. But then everyone else did too. Like, we're like, what were we trying? It's weird.
We switched yearbooks, and we were like, it's like, look at you.
You know what's funny? My high school yearbook, I am not in it at all. Like, I'm not even, it doesn't even say not pictured Brina Palencia. I was gone.
You missed the day.
I missed the days. I missed the day of whenever we took a picture for choir, because I was a total choir nerd. Missed the day for theater club or whatever. And then I refused to pay for senior pictures because I thought it was stupid.
Just to have your picture, like, because they required you to dress a certain way for the senior section.
No,
right?
we didn't. We didn't have to dress anyway. We just had to. It was essentially like a headshot that they wanted from us, and I didn't want to pay for it because I worked a lot, and I was just like, I'm not paying money for that shit. Fuck you. And so
you only wronged 4 years of my life.
And so they actually took me out of class to have one of the yearbook staff take pictures of me, and then the yearbook came out, and I'm not even in it at all. Not at all. Not
That's
mentioned. Like, I did not exist my senior year of high school.
Did you buy the yearbook?
Fuck no.
I'm like, please tell me you
So
didn't.
like, fuck it, don't put her in there. She's
Because part of me, because at the time I was like, maybe I should have ordered a yearbook. It is my senior year or whatever. I was just so over high school by the time I was a senior.
I was told that I needed to do all those things.
Isn't that a mark of maturity? Getting over yourself and like getting over high school. Because it's funny, and we've had similar discussions on the show before, but I love talking about it because I know a lot of our listeners are probably in high school, and there's nothing more important anyone can tell you while you're in high school than that it's all bullshit.
It really is.
That was my favorite conversation with Aaron. He's like, well, like, like, I really don't want to date, blah, 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 because, but I like her, so what do you think I should do? And I went, well, I like to view high school as like a prison. You spend 4 years, you're going to serve your time, and you're going to leave. Are you going to keep in touch with your cellmate? No.
It's like
well, to be fair, I married my high school sweetheart.
To be fair, yes.
Well, there are, sometimes
there's exceptions.
Sometimes.
Oh, you guys are an excellent exception because usually it's man, I can't wait for this to crash and burn.
I think high school for most people of any intelligence, anyway. Which this is for all of us because we're people of intelligence, right?
I'd like to think.
I'd like to think that. But high school for me was like walking around a fucking desert with a bag over my head, being constantly bumped into by people that rob you as they bore you. Like, I hated it. I
didn't hate it. I was just bored with it. Like, I have so many wonderful friends that I have from high school that are still my best friends. I mean, my best, Brandon Potter, who was Harima in School Rumble, is it was literally the first person in Weatherford to speak to me like a normal person, because I was really punk rock or whatever when I first moved to Weatherford. I was 15 when I moved to Weatherford, and I was really punk rock, and I had chains everywhere and bracelets up to my elbows and whatever. And in Weatherford, it was a small town, so there weren't a lot of people that looked like that. So people would either just stare at me, or they'd be like, why do you wear so many bracelets? Well, they wouldn't ask me any real questions like, what's your name? Where are you from? Brandon Potter was the first person to actually just walk up to me and be like, oh, hey, you must be new. Where are you from? Where'd you move from? That's cool. What grade are you in? What's your name? Like, was actually really, really nice to me. And Brandon Potter actually married my husband and I. Like, he was our...
That's right.
He officiated our wedding.
High school. Well, Stephen and I talked about. We had a long conversation about it last night because I was watching Carrie, and going, I was Carrie. Like, essentially, like, honestly, if I hadn't lost weight, I really think because I was a geek. I had signs posted on my back all the time. I was very fat first 2 years. Summer after sophomore year, I lost 50 pounds. And I came back, and it became about how Terri lost weight. She's probably on drugs. Oh, of course. And then I started dating because I lost weight. And then it became about how I was probably gay. So I became popular because of that. And then I hated high school even more because I got along more with the teachers. I'm like, so they're like, nah, it's bullshit.
Yeah. I think I have very few friends now that I knew in high school. Most of my closest friends, there's one that I still keep in contact with, and
Carl?
he was, yeah.
He's awesome.
And he's awesome, but he was actually not even in the same grade. He was a year behind me.
So, yeah, all my friends are a year ahead of me. Like my best friend Lacey, who lives in LA and is a makeup artist. She was in Paul. My husband's name is Paul, and they were in the same grade together. They were 2 years ahead of me.
Lacey's really cool.
I think
Lacey's awesome.
It's weird because it's not
Like if I didn't like her, I'd be like, oh.
It's not like I look
I meant
back
Lacey.
and go, oh my god, all those people were douches. I mean, there were a good number of douches in high school, as there are in any high school setting.
Yeah, there are the appropriate
realized
archetypes.
I wasn't really the high school where I went, and just me and who I was, and being gay, and struggling with what that meant. Trying to figure that out.
But you still dated.
I didn't really date, not openly. I dated on the fly.
Did you date boys on the fly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
You had a couple girlfriends.
I had a couple girlfriends too. And
They were hot.
They were very hot. I had two girlfriends that were gorgeous.
Did they know you were gay?
They figured it out, but they one of them. It was really funny. One of them was a very good friend of mine for years, and we decided, let's just start dating. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And we started dating, and it was disastrous. We made no sense as a romantic couple, and it became very clearly evident. And she was one of the first people I came out to then, because she was like, so are you? And I'm like, yeah. But I think the reason I didn't keep in touch with a lot of people I went to high school with is because I really didn't have the balls to be who I was.
Yeah.
To really own it until I got out of high school, until I felt unfettered by, seeing the same people every day and having to, knowing that, regardless of whether you like this asshole or not, you're going to have to deal with them because you have class together or you have this together. So it's you have the constant pressure of this constant routine that's kind of hoisted onto you. And I think it keeps you from being yourself. And so it puts a lot of pressure on you. And that's why I think a lot of people don't really find out who they are until well after high school.
Yeah, I think even the first couple years of college are like that too.
Yeah.
Like even though I like to keep my age a secret from directors and stuff, I love getting older. Like every year I love my life more. Like it's just, you just start
give less of a shit every year.
Exactly. Like when you think you can't give less of a shit, you do give less of a shit.
There's something even less about.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, really getting to know my dad after high school, he was just, I'm like, why are you such an asshole? He's like, well, one, my friends know I'm an asshole and they like me anyway, so go them. But I really don't fucking care. If you don't like me, you don't have to be around me. That's the beauty of it. Yeah. I don't care. And I'm like, well, you have to care. Why? Why do I have to care? Thank you.
I can't wait to be old. I want to be that old guy that's just I want this beard to be down to my knees by then. I want to look like fucking
Merlin
Dumbledore.
dork.
Yeah, I look like Dumbledore or Merlin or something. And I can't wait to be that old man that's just like, fuck you. I mean, I love that.
Yeah,
every old person
can't
I
do
know
that
that's
now.
really, really cool that isn't just a zombie.
Yeah.
And those are the people that and I hate to say this, but those are the people, you can always pick them up like, oh, those are the people that said high school is the best time of your life and you meant it.
Yeah.
And you went nowhere
Really,
after
you
that.
think about it. Okay, because,
town.
these shows that you put up, not put up with, but that you watch, they... if it wasn't like the shows now, because we didn't have the shows now where it's man, high school's bullshit. It was high school's great. You get to hang out at your locker with your friends. No, that's where you went to get your ass kicked.
Right.
The locker banks.
Yeah. You went to your locker as quickly as possible to get what you needed out of there before the bully or whoever was going to, had your number that fucking afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I was never bullied or anything, thank God. I just didn't, I feel like, I don't know. I was just so disconnected from everybody. No one was ever really that mean to me. I mean, I had instances, especially in middle school, where people were total assholes. But I mean, in high school, middle school was harder for me. I think I didn't talk at all in middle school. But yeah, high school, people were cordial and whatever. But no, I just didn't have. I just
first 2 years
wasn't
of high
connected.
School, I got picked on a lot.
It's the first 2 years. Junior year, it's something about being upperclassman. Or something. I don't know.
Well, I think for me, it's at least for me, my freshman and sophomore year, most of my sophomore year anyway, I spent I was a weird guy. I mean, just by virtue of what I was into and that I read all the time. And my mom was a teacher at the high school where I went, which kind of makes you a
yeah, my mom
man.
was a teacher too. Yeah,
and so you drove to your school with your mom,
with my mom in her car. We parked in the teacher's lot, and I helped her into the classroom every day with her, boxes of file folders and shit. So it was I'm a marked man. But it was funny, once I hit, the end of my sophomore year, something just clicked, and I don't know what it was, but that first phase of not giving a shit kicked in. Like the very first level of I can't begin to tell you how much I don't fucking care started flourishing. And then after that, I got really tall. And I started getting a little
that helps.
buff.
Yeah,
because
no, that really helps.
Out,
yeah,
and people just left me alone. So the first 2 years of high school, I was kind of the odd man out. I got picked on a little bit here and there. It was worse probably in middle school and junior high.
Middle school.
Middle school, and my mom taught middle school too, and she could tell you that the kids are much harder on each other in middle school.
Oh
than they
my
are in
god,
high
it's
school.
awful. It's awful.
Not that high school isn't.
That is such a
completely
terrible
wretched,
time of life.
There were a lot of fights both junior high and high school.
Yeah. But by the time I was a junior and senior, and I graduated early, so my senior year was kind of cut in half.
That's cool, though.
It was kind of
Brandon did that. Brandon Potter did
because
that.
it was like I had the chance, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it because I don't want to be here much longer. But then I was like, all my friends were graduating after me. And of course, I walked across the stage 6 months later, with them in May, and I was like, but no. So the last 2 years of high school, I was kind of just like the enigma. And that and all the people that used to pick on me had graduated by then, so they were gone, and I was like, "Oh, cool." So that.
Well, yeah, that's another thing too. Is those fuckers are gone.
Yeah. They get cycled out.
But also being a part of the arts too really helps because you're like, I'm with a bunch of people that like the same shit that I do.
Yeah, it's funny. Mike McFarlane was
telling
telling me about going back to his high school reunions and stuff, and he said that it's pretty much awesome because it's a reminder of I fucking win. I win life.
This is something, and I wanted to get to this a while ago, and I forgot. But speaking of people that you don't see, shut up. Speaking of people that you haven't seen in a long time that you went to school with, it's really funny how I've had several people try to contact me via Facebook since high school in the past several years since. Since all this has taken off for me. Mm-hmm. And they've been like, oh, wow, cool, Huh?
All what?
I'll explain when you're older.
What's that?
The porn industry.
And it was really funny because one of them, not one of them, but a handful of them, I would call these people and be like, hey, how, it's been years. And, they've moved off and they live in different states now, many of them. And I would talk to them. And it's funny how in talking with these people that in my case, I haven't seen them in almost 15 years, how I almost instantly revert back to not only patterns of speech, but patterns of thought that I had when I'm 15, 16 years old.
Well, it doesn't matter how much
you
you've
realize,
accomplished.
and you're like, holy fucking shit! And it's I forget the song. It's from a terrible song, but the lyric is "You're always 17 in your hometown," and that's so fucking true. I mean, it's a cool lyric for a shitty song, but it's true, and it's funny. I can't go back and because my parents still live in the town where I grew up, and when I go back and visit them every now and again, it's like a lot of people that I knew that still live there, that went to high school with me, still live there, and I'm like, we're just worlds apart now. We've both matured, but we've just kind of
different ways,
different ways, and so it's
totally
really
different
weird.
lives.
And so the only way we can relate to each other when we talk is to revert back into this role.
Otherwise, you're not going to be able to talk.
16, 17, and it's weird because you're like, because then when you do that, you remember why it was so nice to slough that self off once you cross the stage at graduation. For me, it was almost that tangible. The moment I got my fucking high school diploma or whatever, I'm like, fucking done. I'm like, I just changed. I've just walked through a membrane.
Yeah.
It was literally for me almost that tangible.
Fun fact, I actually went to junior high and high school with Tatum's partner's sister. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, wow. So it was really funny when they, his, Joshua was talking to his mom. She's like, oh yeah, Terri Doty. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. She did this, and this, and
his mom knows everything.
She remembers everything.
She's probably watching us now.
But talking to her as an adult, I'm just like, this is a little weird because we were talking about sex and stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm in high school.
Why
I
are you telling me this? I don't want to know this. His mom is so she missed her calling as a private detective because when Joshua got his new car, I didn't even know he was getting the fucking thing. Last I'd heard he wasn't going to get it because he'd been waffling on it for back and forth for weeks. And I don't want to say what kind of car, but he got it and he drove it home. I came home from the studio and there's this new car in the driveway and the old one is gone. I'm like, oh fuck, I guess he got it. And I walk in the door and I'm like, hey, you got the new car? Yeah. And he said he'd gone to get it that afternoon from the guy he bought it from, and it took him like 10 minutes. He just drove around a little bit before coming home. And he said in the 10 minutes it took him to get from where he bought it to home, by the time he got home, his mom had called him and said, hey, how do you like your new car?
Holy
How
shit.
did she know?
Her neighbor.
And then she goes, bless you. Like, what? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's virtually that awesome sometimes. And she just knows, like,
She has connections.
She has connections. A neighbor of hers happened to be out and saw him riding this car and knew it wasn't his car, and so immediately called her. And she's like, "Oh, really? We'll have to call." And it's just
also
funny.
just
like,
Arlington. Arlington is the most spread out small town.
It totally is. It is gigantic and sprawling, but it is completely like a 600 population density town where it's like there's like there might as well just be like a general store and a church. And like the town hall, and that's it.
Yeah. So on that note,
actually, we have some questions. Yeah.
Actually, let's get to those after the break because we've been talking for. I know we should take a break.
We have like talked about nothing for the.
We've talked about a lot of things.
You've been on this show before.
Have I?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was wasted. I don't remember.
You're wasted now. You won't remember.
Am I?
It's okay.
I can't even tell anymore.
I don't even know.
I'm just so numb to life.
Hey, everyone, we're back.
Hello.
And we'll get to questions now before
we gotta get to questions. We have 4 pages. So let me go ahead and tell you now. Okay, all right. Why do you love Abe Lincoln so much? From Alexander.
God damn it. Okay, so
Let's bust this out. Come on, let's bust it out.
That was a
so at OhioCon. At OhioCon, we did an improv panel with Mike McFarland, and Chris Ayers had an exercise where
Chris ran the improv.
No, Mike ran the improv, but Chris added a new exercise that I don't think Mike had ever done before. And it was where someone from the audience gives you an emotion, and then mine was a historical figure. And so my emotion, some asshole, which I have an idea is probably asking this question, gave me horny. And then my historical figure was Abe Lincoln. So I had to be horny for Abe Lincoln.
Like smell of copper, do you?
Yeah. I should have used that. I didn't think about that, yeah. But yeah, so
That's a fun exercise.
Abe Lincoln is cool and all, but I'm not horny for him.
There was this was years ago, there was some local commercial for like a furniture store, and it was like the Lincoln's Day sale or whatever they were doing.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah, it's like this, and this guy just really cheap. Well, I haven't said this on the air before.
Yes, you have.
Have I? Fucking I'm saying it again. Guy in a shitty Lincoln outfit is like at a computer desk.
Professional.
And the voice actor, and the voiceover artist is like, Mr. Lincoln, will you be going to the so-and-so Lincoln's Day sale? And he goes, turns to the camera and says, what, and missed the play? Which to me is like the tackiest thing in the world. But I love that. Okay, so I love this one. Okay, 2 questions in kind of roll into one. What is the sound that irritates you the most? And what is the most painful injury you've ever obtained whilst doing something stupid?
That's for all of us.
Is that for all of us?
Okay.
They don't say, hey, Brina, they're for all of us.
All right. Well, then who wants to answer that first?
Brina.
My least favorite sound on the face of the planet is styrofoam rubbing against itself. It makes me grind my teeth. And I heard it.
That's a horrible.
That's a pretty irritating sound.
I really heard it.
What was the other question?
Well, the other question was what's the worst injury you've ever sustained while doing something.
So we'll
stupid.
answer the first question.
Yeah. So I guess my least favorite sound. I really hate accordions.
I love accordions.
I hate accordions.
I love
accordions.
I'm Mexican. I gotta love
bagpipes.
accordions.
I can't fucking stand bagpipes.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Accordions are better than bagpipes, but bagpipes, hate bagpipes. Hate them. Hate them.
Socks against concrete really bugs the shit out of me.
Really? Huh.
It just thinking.
You're just weird.
No, I am weird. I'm not gonna.
Now you're just being bitchy.
I am being weird. Shut the fuck up, you bearded bastard.
So what was the second question?
What's the worst injury you've ever received doing something stupid?
I've never really had a major injury.
Well, it doesn't have to be major. It could just be any injury you've had while doing something stupid.
Like I scraped my knee falling off my bike once. Oh wait, no, I have a really good one.
See,
my brother loves telling this story. So when I think I was 9 or something. It's actually not even that good. It's just Gino loves it so much. When I was 9, okay, so Gino is really big into BMX stuff and stunt bike, whatever. And he's always been that way.
I actually thought that's what he did when I first met him. Like, yeah, because I met him like at Guitar Center. He brought in his bike and everything.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
Yeah.
But anyways, and he's been like that since I guess he was in junior high and I was still in elementary school. So I think I was 9 or 10 maybe, and he dared me to jump this like one of those railroad tie things or whatever, like those big wooden plank thingies.
Yeah.
There was one in our yard for some reason. I don't remember why, but he dared me to jump it. And so I was like, yeah, totally. I never jumped anything in my life.
But I'm so awesome. How will I not take to this like
I
a duck
had
to
no
water?
idea how to do it. So what I did is like, I, backed up and I just rode toward it as fast as I possibly could, and then just hit it. Like, I didn't pull up or anything. I just hit it and just toppled over and busted my, elbows and knees, as children often do.
But you've never broken anything.
No, well, I chipped a bone in my pinky when I was in 3rd grade playing volleyball. That's about it.
Stupid of you.
I know, how dumb am I to be playing volleyball?
Thinking about dumb things,
I broke my nose.
Doing what?
I was sitting on the back of a couch and fell.
The back of a couch?
Like the back of the couch. We had couches that were kind of pulled toward the center of the room, and I was sitting on the back of it talking to someone in the dining room, and lost my balance because my feet didn't quite sit flat on the floor when I was with my butt on the edge of the couch. And I fell over, and I fell backwards onto the cushions of the couch, the seat of the couch, and my knee came bashing into my face. And because I just flipped over so violently that yes. And it was
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so that was that. I know. It's still. I was probably 12 or something at the time.
Oh my god!
I
wish there was a video of that.
There probably is.
I'm rather glad there isn't.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that is incredible.
Because I just landed in such an awkward position on the couch cushions that my knees were like, "We're coming into your face!" And there you go. And that's probably it broke my nose really badly.
You broke it. I forget that you actually broke your nose over this. Okay.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
You can tell my nose is a little crooked, and that's why, because it never quite grew back around.
That is amazing. I love that story.
Yes. That's one of many stupid injury stories.
Boys have many more stupid injury stories I've found than girls do.
Yeah, they do. You
guys do some stupid shit.
Well, I never try to do stupid shit. And yes, I can do this, but it's usually because the family joke is oh, TJ. That's what they call me because Terry is apparently very difficult to say. TJ could trip over a cordless phone. That's how klutzy I am. And
I get it. Because the cordless phone.
I get it.
Who uses a cordless phone anymore? It's called a cell. Catch up.
Cordless phone.
But senior year, back to high school. Once I was popular and everything, going like that, waving my hand like Jackie O. Fuck yeah. But with bleach blonde hair. But there were the senior awards, which is different from the graduation because there were so many people graduating, 800 people that year, that I would say 800 is probably 400, but so many things that you had to separate the awards from the graduation itself. So there was senior awards before graduation, and then a week later you graduated. I won 2 awards for theater, shocking, and then another award for choir, and I got cocky by then. And I was sitting in the middle of one of the back theater rows because it was in the theater. So by the last seat before you hit the aisle, I grabbed the back of one seat and the flippy end of the other seat and tried to slide. And you see me go whoop, and then doo-doo-doo.
Oh, no.
So you hear everyone go, oh. And that's your classmates and their entire families. and your teachers, including one that was presenting the award that I told earlier that day I'm probably going to fall on my face. And she went, like, saw that coming. Thank you, Miss B.
So did Joshua's mother, was that one of the shoes that she was like,
probably there.
She was like, oh yeah,
She called
Terri,
me
she's the
because
one
she knew
who...
in those days that I would
No,
probably
I think what she said...
So she called me.
I think what she said when I saw her again for, like, the first time in, like, 10 years was, like, yeah, I got nominated for Homecoming Queen, and she remembered because I got nominated, my mom wanted me to look normal, so I dyed my hair black.
Yeah.
And wore nothing but black and all that stuff to look as abnormal as possible. And I think she's like, yeah, you were like really goth and it did not work for you. But I'm like, no, it didn't. You are right. But yeah, no, and so I just fell, but I mean, I fall all the time. I mean, just walking into a restaurant with my friend Cynthia, I fell in a parking lot, and luckily nobody, this was like a couple months ago, nobody saw it. I actually got up and we both went like, thank God. Like, nobody saw that. But I really fucked up my hand.
Aww.
But that was just me walking.
I fall down a lot. So much so that I don't even get injured anymore. Like, my body is so used to falling down. Like, I have to fall from a great height to really do something damaging.
Oh, no. See, that's the thing about getting old. Like, I can, like, throw out my back, like, flipping my hair after a shower.
Oh, yeah. No, that's easy. But, like...
Not so much anymore now that I'm, like, hardcore, like, yoga every day, but no.
I've been doing indoor rock climbing.
Dude.
Really fun. I'm really into it.
You were talking about, like, we went to lunch
Crazy
the other day, but yeah.
It's very hard. A friend of mine that I used to live with in Addison, there was a rock climbing gym not very far from where we lived.
There's one in North Dallas.
And I forget what it was called, but she went there. She's like, you should go and try it. I'm like, hello, feet. And she's like, oh, just come on, try it. There's walls with enough
I didn't think about that.
And I tried it, and actually I enjoyed it a lot more, and it was easier than I thought it was going to be, but it was still pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do the really advanced stuff because I'm just like, no, I can't. Like, I can't.
Yeah, you can't feel where your feet are. You have to feel
they're huge anyway, so it's like they don't want to stay
on those tiny
little footholds. But yeah.
Oh, I have a question from someone named Jamie.
Jamie Markey.
Who else? It's my lover and my wife, apparently. Hey, will you ask Brina why Jamie Markey is her favorite person in the world? If you could encourage her to go into detail too, that'd be great. Shout out to Jamie
Markey.
Jamie Markey.
Jamie Markey is genuinely one of my favorite people in the world. No lie.
Mine too.
I could make a joke here, but I really do think she is an incredible person, and I think she's really talented, and I think she's a wonderful friend. She's just one of those people that I know if I ever needed anything, she would just be there for me. And she's just very helpful and awesome and honest and supportive and great. I mean, she really is just an all-around good person.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, I've only again, out of the three of us, I'm the new one out of, like, knowing Jamie and stuff. And also, she terrified me when I first met her. Just because, anyone that was, like, well-established at the studios, I was terrified of.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, who the fuck are you? And I know you guys didn't do that, but you might as well just by saying, like, hi. I'm like,
I think I probably did say, who the fuck are you?
Probably. Yeah. No, actually, you said nothing because I was just interning and I was terrified to look up. So Bevins just kind of, like, was like, that's Terri, don't even bother. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, it was for Case Closed. That's when I met you.
Yeah.
But Jamie, I met her when I was doing Big Wind-Up. Jamie is just, she immediately wants you to just be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, just be like, whatever, da-da-da. She's hilarious. Mm-hmm. Her writing's hilarious as well.
Yeah, I'm there with you guys. She's one of those people that I think the world is better off for having her in it. Like,
she's like a little ray of sunshine.
She is.
I find her and her, not only her brother, but their relationship adorable.
Yeah.
Which you guys heard a little bit during the Halloween special because they told ghost stories together.
Aww.
Which was so funny. They're like, are we wasting too much time? Like, keep going. Like, okay. But I love those. Jamie.
Jamie,
I love you.
I love you too, Jamie.
Jamie, I love you.
Aww.
I thought you were doing that. Oh. Okay, by the way, that hippopotamus doodleotopus thing.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I kept trying to do it like on the way home after our lunch.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I made up this rap. I made up a rap. He's a doodleotopus from Galapagos, riding up upon a hippopotamus, guiding us to the light, teaching us how to fight. Show us the way with your spear. We're marching on without fear, cause we got doodleotopus on our side. God, what is it? That's what it is. He come from a faraway island, dance like an insane asylum, hair grown down to his knees, beard like a man from 60s. His poetry is so prophetic, it makes you regret it. The years that you spent growing credit when there was a war to be fought and dragons to slay. But hey, fear not, for our hero is here to save. He's the doodleotopus from Galapagos, riding up upon a hippopotamus, guiding us to the light, teaching us how to fight. Show us the way with your spear. We're marching on without fear. We got doodleotopus on our side. Thank you for reminding me of
You're
that.
welcome.
Wow, that was
Dude,
incredible.
hello.
Holy shit.
You and random songs with me, like, it's like, God damn it.
What the fuck?
I still have, again, I know.
Because I will.
Four-ton mantis is still on my phone, which is another song Brina and I did.
Four-ton mantis, four-ton mantis. Yeah, I make up a lot of songs. all the time.
Another one, which will
You're
get
so
premiered
musical.
later. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. More questions because we have tons. Okay, this is a good one. Is there anyone in particular who inspired you to get into theater, acting, and in your case, I would say music as well? Do they still inspire you today, or do you have, or do you have more people that you draw inspiration from now that you're more established?
I think there are a lot of people that sort of pushed me on my way. You know, a lot of different teachers and people, and I mean, probably the one that is the most consistent is my mother. I mean, she's just totally awesome, and that's such a cliche answer to give. My mom. I just want to thank my
But
mom.
we've met your mother, and
it's
she's
not cliche.
incredibly
Yeah.
fucking talented, so it's not.
Yeah,
It may
she's
sound like a
definitely not
cliche on the
cliche if you've
surface,
met
but
your
it's
mom.
not,
And
yeah.
again, it's that seeing you and Gino and your mom together is like mesmerizing for me, because I'm like, I don't get it. Because I don't do that, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I envy that. I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, we used to not be as close as we are. I mean,
Because,
we
you
fought
used to be a teenager
like
at some point.
cats and dogs, like all three of us. Which, I mean, it was just like hell living in our house. But then once we all once we all grew up, my mother and all of us grew up. Then we just, you know, we went through a lot. Like after I graduated high school and all that, and it really brought us very close together. And my mom and my brother both are really important people in my life. And I think that
I'm just giving you shit.
I think that I don't think that I could be where I am today without them. I think they're amazing people and very inspiring, and I think they hold me accountable, and I love them.
That's awesome. And you come from a very talented stock. Your mom is incredible.
Yeah,
Oh my God, when
she's
your
just a
mom
fucking genius.
sang at your wedding, it was insane.
It was.
What I love is that a lot of people knew that she was singing, but didn't expect what they got.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I did not know,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, what?
I think I've said on the show before that my mom was a rock star in Honduras. She's famous in Honduras. And and she looks very unassuming when you meet her now. She looks very mom. You know, she doesn't dress crazy or cool or anything. She's just very I'm a mom and I was a teacher and now I'm a nurse and whatever. You know, she's very unassuming. But when she opens her mouth to sing, it's mind blowing.
It's like broken shafts of light coming down from the sky.
Yeah, it's one of those. It was one of the, especially. I mean, it was one of those performances at the wedding that I just felt sorry for anyone who had to sing after her.
Mom, you'll be going on last, Mom, just because.
You sounded great.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
And I mean, because people weren't really paying that much attention, you know, because you don't pay attention to the music all
you
that
eat
much.
the
People are just
food,
eating,
blah, blah,
whatever.
blah. Actually, that was all around awesome music.
Yeah. Stephanie. Well, the Brems were at they, performed at my wedding, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But at a wedding, usually no matter how good it is, you're just kind of sitting, eating, whatever, not paying that much attention. But the second my mom started singing, it was silence.
Forks stopped.
Yeah,
mid-body.
everybody was just blown away. Which I'm so happy
Chefs
because Chris
looked out of the
Sabat told me
kitchen.
recently that he has a video of it that
awesome.
he just came across. He was like, oh yeah, by the way, I have a ridiculous amount of pictures from your wedding that I took that I just never gave to you, and I have a video of your mom singing. So I was like, yes, that's awesome, perfect.
No, I like the way you did your thing. Like you kept the ceremony very short because you're just like,
yep,
I don't want to do that to you guys.
I think it was 7 minutes and 15 seconds.
Maybe.
I think. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The ushers had stopwatches.
Yeah.
All the bridesmaids got to wear dresses that were flattering to their figure, not the same frickin' dress.
Right.
Which was awesome.
Which is extra funny because I remember everybody, like in general, everyone was kind of freaking out about me giving them details about what I wanted. And I didn't give a shit. I kind of just wanted to marry the person that I love. Like, I didn't really care
Isn't that a unique concept?
I
Just
know,
wanting
right?
To do
Yeah,
it
yeah,
because
yeah.
you're
to
the person
anyone
you're
else
getting
involved
married
other than the bride and groom, yes.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So, yeah, but man.
But I loved how can I just say, the best thing, and I have been to a lot of fucking weddings. And I've been the best man in a wedding, it's just crazy. And there's such bullshit. I mean, I don't get them. But, I mean, your wedding was so great in that not only is it wonderful to see, two people coming together who totally belong together. And totally, because you do. But you absolutely do. But it's nice that the wedding itself, like the ceremony at just under 8 minutes was such a comment on what horseshit most weddings are.
There was no reason for it to be longer than that.
It was about let's hurry up and just go and hang out.
Yeah,
that's all it was. And the ceremony, the reception again wasn't very. Oh, not very. It wasn't forced at all. Like you had your friends serving the drinks. Yeah, you had a groom steak.
Yes,
and then you had your friends,
vegetarian, which is hilarious.
You had your friends doing the music and all that stuff, and then
I had my friends helped me
shit.
with everything. Like everything that was done at the wedding was by my friends. Like it was pretty awesome. It was great.
Yeah,
I liked my wedding.
I remember at the reception. I say my wedding, but I actually got married the day before the zombie.
Yep.
But
this is the zombie reception. It was
like
so
that
awesome.
was awesome. I'm gonna blow you out of the water, just to let you know. Or because you're like, oh no, I like this little bar. We have a full bar at ours.
It's gonna be full or whatever. Apparently, I say that kind of stuff a lot to people, and I never remember saying it.
It was just really funny because a lot of us got married
that was the year to get married because Zach got married.
Zach got married. You got married. Burnett got married. Cynthia got married.
Yes, Cynthia got married. Stephanie got married just the year before. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I feel like there are other people. Oh, and one of Paul's groomsmen had gotten married. And I think divorced by the time
and then one of Steven's friends, I think it was just they're like, don't do it, and then they did it, and now they're undoing it.
Told you.
Gotta think about stuff.
Yeah, don't rush into marriage. It's not. I mean, Paul and I were together for 8 years before we got married. Take your time.
There's no I didn't even meet him till 2 years after knowing you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Paul. You exist.
Yeah. He gets that a lot too, especially because we were long distance for 3 of those years because he was in school in Houston and while I was still working up in Dallas. And so a lot of people, every time that I went to go visit him, there's is he paying you to be here?
Because also you're an actor too. They're like, really? All right, more questions. Let me see.
Pick a good one.
I'll pick a good.
Yeah, we're not even through the first page yet, are we?
Well, we don't do it by pages. We just pick at random.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We won't ever get to all of them.
But okay, no. But I
have 4 hours worth of questions.
Of course, we got this many questions. Brina's on the show.
Yeah, because I'm famous. Hello.
And modest. Hello.
Humble, yes.
Okay, let's random question. What's your favorite breakfast food?
Cereal. I love cereal. Oh my god.
What kind of cereal?
Granola. I like Nature's Path. They have pumpkin flax seed, and they have an agave hemp seed one, and they have an acai berry, an apple one. I fucking love it. I love cereal so much. Cereal with soy milk, plain soy milk. I don't like the sweetened.
No, I don't because it ruins any kind of natural sweetening from the cereal.
Right, exactly.
Damn it.
So I love hippie granola cereal. I also, when I was in New Zealand, I loved muesli. Muesli is so good.
Oh, okay. I've never had it, but I know what you're talking.
It's really good. And and another thing that was awesome, one of the hotels that we stayed at actually had like a honey bar at their breakfast thing or whatever, so you could get muesli, and then they had like several different types of honey. I love honey. It's one of my favorite sweeteners. I love honey so much. So it had like, like lavender honey and clover honey.
There are different kinds
raw
of honey.
Oh my God, yeah. It was awesome. I love honey so much.
Teach me. I don't know. Tatum?
I'm big on. I like cereal too. I like cereal with soy, and I'll typically. That's where breakfast is where I get all my fruit servings out of the way. I'll have a gigantic plate of fruit that I will eat it for like an hour.
That's actually I've heard that's one of the best breakfasts that you can have. Like it's the best for your system is to have fruit in the morning.
It's really. I started doing it. I mean, I like
Paul
fruit a lot,
does
and I do it, and it's really good. It gives me more energy, and it just kind of whatever. But I have every week when I go to the store, I will get enough fruit that looks like I'm about to have a luau, and and all of that's just me eating it, because Joshua doesn't eat. I mean, he eats a little bit of fruit, but not as much as I do. Yeah. I chomp on that shit. I'll get everything. So apricots and mandarin oranges and bananas and plantains and pineapple and all this shit. And I'll eat it with cereal stuff and then soy sausages and stuff.
I forgot what it's called. Never mind.
Morningstar stuff, which is really good. Yeah, I've been having the sausage patties. That's typically
their sausage patties are really good.
They're really, really tasty. I like them. They cook very well. So that's my breakfast of choice.
Favorite breakfast of a breakfast, like a whole breakfast, or like a breakfast food.
I don't think it matters.
Part of the thing. Well, if it's part of the thing, just a banana. I'm obsessed with bananas in the morning. They taste the best in the morning.
Bananas are really good.
I'm just a banana freak, but
bananas are awesome.
Steven,
I can't be from Honduras and not love bananas.
I think we can all agree on this. Bananas are amazing.
Steven makes most of the breakfast. I make the coffee and he makes the food. But today, I think, was probably one of my favorites because he makes pancakes a lot. But today he made biscuits from scratch with the sausage patties from Morningstar, the hot and spicy ones with cheese. So he made me little biscuit sandwiches.
Nice.
So those were pretty good. And they were very filling, and I loved it.
Yeah, biscuits are especially my favorite are cheese garlic biscuits, but then I looked at how many calories just one biscuit has.
No, you don't look at the calories.
I can't ever make this ever again.
No. Yeah. Well, that's with anything. If you look behind the curtain, you're like, God damn it, I like that.
Yeah, fudge is my favorite food ever, and I could eat it for the rest of my life. If I had to have a last meal...
Which wouldn't be a very long life if that's all you ate.
I know, right? Yeah. If I had to have a last meal, it would just be fudge. Fudge? I love fudge so much.
I'm not a
you
fudge
should have
fan.
my mom's fudge sometimes. She makes really incredible fudge.
And also,
every Christmas she'll make fudge.
So Colleen Klinkenbeard is the devil when it comes to trying to help you eat healthily and think about maybe you shouldn't eat 12 pounds of fudge. So when we were in New Zealand together, for some reason, we just came across a bajillion fudge shops. So I would literally get a pound block and finish it easily in a day.
Holy shit, dude.
Fuck.
Easily. And I did that several times because I would be like, oh, I shouldn't get another one. I mean, I already crazy picked out. Oh my God. And Colleen would be like, but you're always so good when we're at home and we're in New Zealand. When are you going to get fudge in New Zealand again? Just get
let
more.
Your hair down. Just do it.
Yeah. And so
she whispering this into your ear. Very slight.
Hey, just do it.
So of course I think I gained well, I think the number, Colleen pointed out that the number goes up every time I tell this story.
I gained 40 pounds.
4,000 pounds. But I think realistically, I really do think I gained 10 pounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you got back to the States and Colleen went,
yeah.
It worked.
All right. Let's see. Oh, this is a comment and a question, which I like these. Brina, your performance in Summer Wars was amazing.
Oh my God, thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
It
I'm
is
glad I
pretty
got
damn
the
good.
chance to see it. That's from the questioner, by the way, not me, because I thought
Who's
your
the
performance in
questioner?
Summer Wars was shit. I'm kidding.
Is that why I saw you tearing up, Tatum?
I know, right? We were like, Brina, we had a viewing over it at your place, and yeah, I totally cried.
I totally
like
cried.
a baby.
Oh,
I hadn't seen the whole thing,
I cried at the
before, and I'm like,
Angelica, and then Mike was like, "When did you cry?" Like when we were having lunch, and everyone's like,
Oh, when did you cry?
"Right at like when he's like, come on, doing the heart thing."
Yeah.
And then
That gets me every time.
your big little
With me and Senator Nicholas. Yeah. That was whenever
I
we
cried,
saw
and I
it,
cried. I cried when Wabisuke comes home, like wrecks the car, and he's like, "Where is she? Where is she? I want to see her." And he like,
Yeah. Sorry for any
kneels and
spoilers, guys.
Tells her,
Or no, I love. Okay,
and tells her, I love you. And I mean, that was
the
like,
car that you were driving. Apparently, Steven's like, it's just funny that Tatum's an initial D and he drives this particular car because in Summer Wars he was driving this, and I just think that's kind of funny. And I'm like,
That's really funny.
Nerd!
I didn't realize that.
who knows that? Who just knows that?
Yeah.
That he's driving this specific model car. That's what he got out of that scene.
Awesome.
Sociopath. So okay, that comment comes from Caitlin. She also asks,
What's up, Caitlin?
Hey, Caitlin.
was Ciel a hard character to portray towards the end of the series as he begins to get engulfed in a sea of vengeance? And I'm assuming she means the end of the first season.
Right. Yeah, honestly, he got easier as the series progressed because I think the accent got easier for me. So I didn't have to focus so much on trying to get the accent well. I think it got easier, honestly. And he goes through a lot emotionally,
But he becomes more focused, I guess, what he's all about.
Yeah, he really does. And it was really fun, actually, to go through that with him.
Mm-hmm. I know, like, Colleen doesn't really watch shows like that she's in, she's like, why? I've been there, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to watch that. No. But, have you gotten your copy of Butler?
I haven't got my copy, no, but I did see the first 4 episodes we had a screening of it in Dallas, and I saw it then.
Nice.
I've got a copy for you. I do, actually.
Okay.
It's quite good.
I would.
I wasn't trying to say it like sexy.
I've signed so many of them at conventions, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even have my copy yet.
It's like the first pressings, like they're almost sold out. They're only like less than 100 left.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
actually.
that's awesome.
I love that. So
Or like
you
at
did
least
an
the
amazing
limited
job, by the
edition.
way.
So did you? Oh my God.
So her final thing is, okay, so Terri and Tatum have been naughty. What will you order Sebastian to do to them for being naughty, I guess? I thought that was a chance for us to
not say.
muck around.
So naughty. Sebastian, I would like for you to... let's see here. Let me get in that mindset. I would like for you to set Terri on fire.
I knew it.
And then, before she dies, extinguish the fire. And then tear at her flesh.
Sebastian's like looking at his watch.
And then
You're slipping, my lord.
After that, then I would like for you to take Tatum and just have your way with him, have a bit of fun.
Go for it.
And then kill him however you want.
Not a problem. Is that an order?
Yes, that is an
right.
order.
Do I have to do it in that order?
Yes.
Yes.
Damn it. I'll give Terri the chance to run.
Thanks.
Count of 2. 2.
Wait, what? Wait, no. Timesies. Yeah, that's me in that period. Timesies. Wait. Let me see.
I notice every time you default to that voice, I lean in with with my hand on my chin going, yes.
Right.
Go on.
From Alyssa Mosley. Hello, Alyssa. Hello. Ooh. Why are we all Julia Child? Because it's so much fun to do. I watched Julie and Julia this week.
I like that movie.
I like it, but at the
cute.
same time, I'm like, I never need to watch it again.
Yeah, no desire.
Yeah. Just, no, because after the whole thing, it was like, this woman killed herself over here. It's like, yeah, Julia Childs hates you. And I'm like, she hates me?
I know, it's so sad. The end was really sad.
Yeah, and then like, here's some butter. And like, no one's going to find that. It's going to rot.
Guys. I haven't seen it yet, guys.
You're never going to see it.
No, you're not.
I kind of want to.
It's got Stanley Tucci in it. Come on, watch it.
I love Stanley Tucci.
Go. Well, I know. Who doesn't love Stanley Tucci?
That's X. I know. He's like in a lot of Meryl Streep movies. Are they together? Are they like a thing?
No, she's actually.
I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm seriously like he's been in everything she's been in the past
think they just
several years.
work really well together.
They do, and I think that's maybe. I like to think it's because that's why they get cast together so often because they have such a wonderful chemistry.
I can only think of 2 examples.
Devil Wears Prada.
Julie and Julia.
And there's been at least 2 others I've seen recently, but I can't remember what they're called because I don't know the films that he plays a part in. Not necessarily a major part, but he's in it somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if she just requested it. You know what I mean?
She's an amazing actress. They probably
and she's to that level where she could just be like, I'll do this if you get him in it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Shawnee, Alyssa, hi. Okay, she wants to know, this is for all of us, what would you do if the zombie apocalypse happened while you were recording today's show and you were forced to survive the hordes of the undead together?
I would just stay put, and because I'd be in good hands here.
You're set. Actually,
Yeah,
okay, the snow-apocalypse.
This is a good place to be.
Yeah, we've got sewer access.
Snow-apocalypse.
Yeah. Oh, which someone referred to it as that in here, and I thought that was funny. Because they were saying a lot of stores from the snow, the snow and all that stuff. It was making all the stores be out of food. So we were actually, Dallas, the DFW area was on a food shortage. And Steven's like, well, it's a good thing I've got flour and sugar to last me the next 2 years. And and then he followed it up with, okay, I'm about to switch out weapons. Do you want the hatchet in your car or the machete? And I'm like, why am I having either in my car?
Because you never know.
Yeah.
You never
know. So I'd actually say,
I'd just stay
I'm
here.
fine.
I think I would just start cooking probably out of boredom.
Well, actually,
I would go out in the street.
You and Steven together.
Yeah, Steven and I would just start.
I'm surprised you're not cooking right now.
Right.
I would want to go zombie hunting. I would like go out and leave and like come back.
That's
with,
why
reports.
you would get eaten.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I think I would be that crazy guy that lasts till like the very end and ends up like getting killed by someone else.
You're the guy.
No.
You're that guy.
No, I want to be the crazy motherfucker. Now that I've got the beer that helps with it. I'm going to be the crazy motherfucker that everyone thinks is going to die because I'm so reckless, but I end up actually lasting until almost the very end, and one of you motherfuckers kills me. Like not even a zombie. I end up dying in a completely unexpected way. That's how I was going to go in this scenario. I'm almost certain. Again, I'm the wild card. Bring out the wild card.
You're not that wild.
In the zombie apocalypse, I would be a wild card. The zombie apocalypse would bring it out in me.
No.
You have no idea how.
You think you're like Wild Stallion. You're really like Mr. Ed.
Fuck you, Terry.
Anyway, next question.
And then keeping on the zombie theme from Alyssa again. If you could have anyone in the world on your zombie survival team, who would it be and why?
It would be my husband because I love him and he is also quite the tactician. And he also spends way too much time playing the Call of Duty zombie level or whatever.
There's a zombie level?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you really do have to like plot it out. I mean, you have to it's like a team effort, and he's really good at it, and he takes it way too seriously, and it's really funny because
fuck.
No, seriously, he's there with this headset, playing. And yesterday,
biting the lower lip.
Yeah, yesterday I walked in on he and Gina were playing, and then Travis Willingham and Chris Sabat were playing with him, and I walked in on Paul just losing his shit on Chris because Chris kept purposefully killing this one thing that they needed or destroying this one thing that they needed every time, and he's just like, God damn it, Chris! Don't fucking kill it, okay? We need it! And I could tell that he was trying really hard to jokingly say it, but he was genuinely really
and why are you guys friends with Sabat anymore? Ask Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's awesome. P.S. I'm totally in a zombie movie where I play a zombie named the name of the movie is Archaic Redemption, and I'm really excited about it.
What's it called again?
Archaic Redemption.
Archaic. I thought you said Archaic Redemption. I'm like,
Archaic Redemption.
I'm like, please explain that title. Okay, Archaic Redemption.
Archaic Redemption.
Needs no explanation.
Dude, I haven't heard about this.
I like this.
Maybe you should look at my fan page. I mean,
Why would I look at your fan page?
I'm a part of it.
I know.
I'm not.
But I totally hid it from my home page, so.
Oh, yeah. So Archaic Redemption, you guys should look it up. I play Chastity.
Is it out?
No, it's not out.
Okay.
But we haven't even filmed it yet.
Way to wow, way to oversell it.
Well, no, there's videos on it and stuff. Because the thing is, it's based on part of a Second Life. There's like a little area called Necroville, and we actually took characters from like RPG characters that people created. Like I am a character that someone created in that world.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But you guys got like the rights.
Oh yeah. No, we didn't steal it.
So,
Yeah,
They all know. The people who created the characters,
like,
they
so
know all
these
about it.
douchebags,
And
they don't even know.
No,
They don't even know.
He even like lets them have some say so on like casting and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
That's cool.
I need to get in Second
I like this question, and I think you'll enjoy this too. This comes from Alan McLeod.
Life.
First of all, he says, I absolutely loved your performance in Beck. It was one of my favorite series, and your performance only made a great series even more awesome. Many, many, many kudos. My question is about Shin-Chan. For those who don't know, the script for Shin-Chan was completely rewritten for an English release, transforming it from a children's show into a more adult comedy. My question
To say the
is,
least. To say the least.
yeah. My question is, did you find that the process for dubbing Shin-Chan differed at all from that of other shows? Was there more room for improvisation? Was it more difficult to do at times, being so different from the Japanese in the the pre-ring process anyway? What was it like? Talk about Shin-Chan.
Sometimes it could be a little bit difficult because there were a lot of times that they added lines, like if I was off screen, and so when we would preview it in Japanese, those lines weren't there. Like I wasn't watching me
So it's
do
kind
anything.
of pointless.
Yeah, exactly. So that made it kind of difficult. But I mean, overall, it was pretty much the same as any other dubbing process, except a lot more fun. Just because it was such a fun show to work on. But honestly, it was open for improvisation, but there really wasn't any need for it because the scripts were so thorough and giving us, I mean, every line would have literally sometimes up to 15 alts, like just options of other things. Like, oh, if you don't like this, then why don't you try this? So it was really fun. I liked singing on that show a lot. I liked doing the theme song, and then also whenever the Shin-Chan, the high school years, it was 2 episodes, and they made sort of a musical out of it, and I did all of the I didn't do the lyrics. I didn't write the lyrics. They wrote the lyrics, but I'm the one who figured out how to make their funny lyrics work with the melody. Like I had to make up the melodies and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was really fun. I really loved that show a lot. It's pretty great, and I love Georgie. I think he's the funniest character in the show. Also, I just like political humor a lot, so I was glad that I got cast as that character.
You do good work in that show. You do good stuff. It's important.
Thanks.
From Sarah. Sarah says, I just found out that I couldn't make the chat today, so it's okay. We're not there either. So it's not too late to email a question. It's pretty random. Stephen, you could have left this out. I'm kidding. Okay.
Way to drop the ball, Stephen.
Well,
As you just
this
cut
guy,
the
what is he
power.
doing in there? Really monitoring the show and monitoring the chat?
Like, as if that matters.
Yeah, like anyone pays attention
All
to
right,
that.
she says, well, I know that all 3 of you can do a British accent, but I was wondering what is your guys' most obscure dialect you can do, and if you could do it.
I can do Honduran, but it's not that exciting because it just sounds like Spanish. But I can do like one line as Roatan, which is an island off the coast of Honduras, and they have it's like Michigan meets Jamaican. And my stepmother is from Roatan. And there are a couple phrases that I hear a lot from them because they're very religious and whatever. For my stepmother's family is. So I hear, Brina, you going to church anywhere up there now? You got to keep the Lord Jesus Christ number one in your heart. That's the one you're going to be going to when you die. And then, you want to go to the pharmacy, get some antibiotics.
I love it.
Yeah. I don't know that I could do really any other phrases.
After a while, I'm sure.
Yeah. I sometimes wish that I could I should just start calling her just to talk to her to study
could you
her
say
accent.
and you look at the script?
Yeah.
This line. I
Yeah.
mean, just for shits and giggles.
Because from what little I can do, it's actually really fun. It's really fun to do, but it's so specific. It's really hard to do it legit, you know?
Mm. I do my grandma's voice, which Tatum always makes me do.
I don't make you do it. You do it. And I
Or
find
no,
it
like
funny.
how would you say like this? Like da 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 da.
How would you say this? How would you say the line? I love you, but please stop touching my leg.
I love you, but please stop touching my leg.
See, it's awesome.
Or I love you, but please stop touching my leg. It's like, but that Mike gets a kick out of it too. But really, it's just because it's really like if you don't know me, it just looks like I'm being really racist or something. They're like, oh, she's Mexican. I suppose that's okay.
I don't think there's really any accents I can do other than British, that very posh British. I mean, and a really, really overdone French, obviously. But
again, stress. It's like he knows
Yeah.
they don't actually talk like.
well, I can do a reasonably realistic sounding one.
But where's the fun in that?
But where's the fun? But it's not, it's I don't know. Yeah, where's the fun in that? I don't know. I think the most obscure thing. It's dialect, but it's not the accent. I've been teaching myself Old English. Old English, like
legit Old English,
like 8th and 9th century Anglo-Saxon.
You are such a nerd.
And I'm a total nerd, and I've been teaching myself the prelude or the prologue rather to Beowulf in Old English. And because I love the way their language works, I've been studying the finer points of it, and I think it's fascinating because it does learning another language, especially a language like that's so very old and of which very little survives in present day form. It changes the way you think. It kind of reshapes your brain. So I love that. I think it's really fun, and there is an accent to it. I mean, there's a whole we know how they spoke, and because of they've deduced how it's evolved into other languages, so they kind of worked backwards. I'm like, oh, here's how they pronounced it. So it's really funny, because it sounds nothing like English. Yeah. And I can do the first 3 or 4 verses or stanzas, rather strophes they're called, from Beowulf in an accent. Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
This will be the
what's funny?
You hear it a lot. Yeah. She hears it a lot because I'm very proud of it.
What's funny is a lot of people when they hear Old English, they think like, oh, like Shakespeare, and it's like,
no, Shakespeare's not even Middle English. Shakespeare's modern English. It's just
seriously.
weird because it's written. Yeah.
Well, it's just poetic is all.
Just poetic, but Middle English sounds a little closer to what we think of, but Old English is
it's a different language.
It is. It's closer to German and Scandinavian dialects than it is to anything else because there's Anglo-Saxon. Okay. The opening to it is, I'm going to try to be dramatic, but it doesn't always work because you're staring at me. And when you're in the room, I can't act.
All right.
Now you're just trying not to stare at me, and that's the same as staring at me. Now you're just staring at me with the side of your face.
Oh, well,
Brina
you could just do it anyway.
Shut up.
Stop being a pussy. Just do it.
All right. What way gardinan hjartagom feod kuninga trimja frudan huta etelingas ellen fremadon oft shield shaving shetland at realtum monogam mertum edo settle of ter eso de erles sitan erest word verschaft funden hetas fro freya bard works on the worknum worth mundum tha oft at which that a yums at tendra over von grade hieran shorde gomban gildan that was good kuning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Right? Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's awesome. That was really good.
Yeah,
as far as I know, I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to sound like. It sounded hot to me.
Yeah, well, I was totally just fucking it up, and I'm and then impressive was just
I can do that too.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
that was awesome. That was really good.
But I love it. It's really cool. A quick note about what I find fascinating about the language and their poetry, because it totally exploits this feature of the language, is something that modern English does not have, is they have every type of word, every verb, noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, has a case so that it's spelled a number of ways depending on its grammatical function in a sentence. So you don't have to modify it with articles and prepositions and things like that because it has so it's great. You can speak in a much more concise way, and there's no room for doubt as to what you mean or what word, what noun is the direct object, what noun is the indirect object. Because I think a great example in modern English is if the sentence like the king called the man a servant could mean one of two things. It could mean he's calling the dude a servant, like I'm calling that man, hey, you servant, or he's calling a servant for the man. It's ambiguous because the words don't have any other, case. They're just spelled that way, and you just have to kind of intuit the meaning from context. You don't have to do that with Old English because every word is spelled a particular way. Like it can be spelled a number of ways depending on its function grammatically in the sentence. And it just makes for a much more complex but much more concise language. And it changes the way you think about shit.
Love it.
It's great. Nerd moment, sorry. So okay, this is a good segue actually into this question.
Oh, thank God you did it.
I know, totally by accident. Let's see. This comes from our friend Rick.
Rick-a-co.
From across the pond.
From
Lovely man.
I apologize for my shitty English accent.
Let's see. Let's get to the question. Okay, so we'll skip that part where he tells you that he hates your accent. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't say that. He says, first off, welcome back, Brina.
Oh my God,
thank you. You are by far one of the most badass voice artists out there, and I freaking loved you I freaking loved you as Juliet in Romeo and Juliet.
Thank you.
So modest you are.
I know.
Your performance was amazing. He says how the entire anime was, and I'm not even finished it yet. Blah 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 blah. Also, hat goes off to you for your pranking skills. Blah 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 blah.
Thank you. I think I'm even more proud of those.
given the wide variety of work you've done during your time as a voice artist, which character, if any, would you say has had the greatest impact on you? And what was your favorite part about getting to voice Juliet in particular? We were talking about Shakespeare earlier.
Yeah, well, I think my favorite part about voicing Juliet was just, as an actor in general, you should never attach yourself to a specific character when you're auditioning. You should not, get too emotionally attached to them and expect to get them or anything like that because you so rarely
feel entitled or...
Right, yeah. So I very rarely do I come across an audition where I'm just like, I have to get this part. I want this part so bad, more than any other part in the show. I want this part. I don't want to just be in the show. I want to be this part. And that I've only done that 3 times, and each time I have been lucky enough to get them. That is really lucky. That is really, really lucky.
The first Charmed Life.
Yeah, no, seriously. But probably the next one will not happen because, 3 times, that's all I get. But the first one was Maho in Beck. The second one was Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. And the third was Ciel in Black Butler. So I think just because of that, I just loved her so much just from the audition. And I remember going up to Tatum and sucking up and being like, oh, look, I got this app on my iPhone that has the complete works of William Shakespeare. Weird how you're working on something involving Shakespeare too. Wow, that's so crazy.
But it's funny. I have to. Okay, let me just shoulder in for a moment and describe what it was like holding these auditions, because you didn't actually get to come in for it. You had to record them remotely
because I was directing at the time in Okratron.
You're directing, and I was like, "Oh, you've got to come in. This is so a show for you." And I was like, "Well, okay, do it remotely." And so it's really funny when Brina comes into audition. She's extremely professional. I mean, she'll walk in the room and she'll cut up, and if she knows you, she'll make a joke or two, and she's like, "Whatever, she's over it." And she has this very, let's just do this sort of way about her. It's what we love about her. She's very unself-conscious about her, or at least comes off that way, which helps the process kind of, speed along. But when you had to do it on your own and you sent me all these sound files,
I sent you so many different options.
It's funny because I saw this new side of you that I'm like, I've never seen you audition like this before. I mean, not that I won't say that you were racked with doubt. It was just like
I wanted to make sure that you had every possible option.
I could just hear your brain just teeming with ideas of how to read this line. So you give me 8 different reads. Yeah. And I'd be like, that's fucking awesome. So yeah. Which is one of the reasons you got the part, because I'm like, holy shit, that's the most expensive audition I received, like, every possible way that this line could be read in any context.
Because even when I do remote auditions, I mean, I'll give you one, maybe two options. Because I'm just kind of like, whatever. If you want me, you'll cast me. Fuck it. But this one, I was just like, no, I have to make you want to cast me. I cannot give you any doubt
when she
whatsoever.
Would fuck up, you can hear her go, God damn it. Okay, starting again. And then like, you'd really chide yourself. It was really
She's
cute.
never been that way for me in an audition. Actually, the last show, which is, again, another show we can't talk about, she slated it, this is Brina fucking Palencia. And when Mike, my producer, heard that, he just goes, okay, play it. Oh, man.
Cast her anyway.
It's a good thing she's comfortable.
Yeah. I should probably cut back on that, but
I think it's funny because especially on that, I think I worked the most with you, I think, ever on that because like at Shikabane, it was really just reactions and
she doesn't talk
like saying
much.
Mirror. That's about it. Really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mirror. Ugly lady, go away. But
I hope no one ever asks me to say a line as her because I have no idea what the fuck
just
she would
laugh
say.
maniacally.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, she wouldn't say anything.
She would just laugh.
She would laugh and destroy.
And a bug. I think those were your lines. Like
That's
bug,
right, yeah.
Mirror.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah. But so on that show, I also learned that Brina hates being complimented. Like I was like, oh, all right, good job, and moving on. And if you could stop complimenting me, that'd be great. Something like that. I'm like, okay.
I think I just said shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, well, like stop complimenting me. Like seriously, you're starting to sound like all shut up.
Like,
then it turned into I'm like, oh, you did a really good job. You're like, I'm like, I'm for you. Better.
Yeah, I don't know that she hates compliments. I think she feels burdened when they come from people of our status.
Right, no,
She's
exactly.
like, oh my
That's
God.
exactly what it is.
Because now I have to pretend to be grateful, and it's such a pain in the ass when I don't really give a fuck about you. Stop complimenting me, please. I think that's what's really good.
I think, honestly, I just think I work a lot better under pressure if I don't think I'm doing that great of a job. If I think I'm doing really well, then I'm just like, whatever, fuck it. Like, I have to feel like I need to try. And if you compliment me too much, then I feel like maybe I won't.
See, it doesn't matter because
sure.
I'm still a nervous wreck. I'm like, see, she's probably just saying that because she knows that I'm having difficulty with this. Goddamn it! Oh, that's what I do. But I can do it again. They're like, no, seriously, it was fine. I'm like, no, I could do it again. I could do it better. No, it was fine.
I think when I've been complimented, I feel a great deal of pressure because I feel like whatever I just did that earned that compliment was completely accidental, and I don't know that I can ever recreate it. But now they think I've got this down. Now they think this is like a talent, and it's not a talent. It was just we lucked out. We struck gold. But not every mountain's gonna have a vein in it. Come on, let's just please don't compliment me because now I feel like you expect things of me.
Right.
I'm like shit.
Before I forget to answer the rest of his question.
Oh yes, there was more. There was a lot.
Yeah. I guess the other part was parts that meant a lot to me. Is that right?
Characters that
meant
really meant
a lot to me. One note on Juliet, though. Another thing that was really fun about her was that normally, whenever I do any character, I do sort of a hodgepodge of different acting methods, and that was the only character that I ever did one specific method with the whole time, and I did the Chekhov method the whole time, and it was really fun to immerse myself just in that method. Anyway, favorite character that means a lot to me is Natsuki in Summer Wars, because I had a very, very close relationship with my grandmother. She helped raise me since I was 4. We lived with my grandmother. It was, my grandmother, my mother were my parental unit, essentially. Mm-hmm. And she passed away 3 years ago, and she was awesome, and I loved her a lot. And in my mind, the story of Summer Wars is all about Natsuki's relationship with her grandmother. Mm-hmm. And so every scene in that, like where I'm actually crying, I am genuinely actually like sobbing my face out. There's one scene in particular where she cries a lot that you had mentioned before. That
you made me cry. So
yes,
fuck you.
And that the problem with that scene was that it was to flaps, so I had to cry to flaps, but I was actually crying. So it was like 6 takes of just sobbing.
How did Mike react to that?
I don't think he noticed that I was really crying at first, because a lot of times when you're voice acting crying, it's just easier to not actually cry because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
easier for you to control, especially if
Sure.
it's like to flaps. But I couldn't not cry. It was just impossible. I can't even watch that scene without crying. But it's I don't think he noticed like the first couple takes, and then he saw me like wiping my like face like down to my neck, and he just kind of goes like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. Just keep fine. It's fine.
Let's rock it out.
Yeah." And it's not like he's never seen that before, so
Yeah.
he's an experienced director. So
He's been doing this a while.
yeah, a
I
while.
guess.
So he, just didn't,
started
over
throwing-
acknowledge it. Just was just kind of like,
Because if you call it out, it's like,
yeah, then it's really
we're
awkward.
not done yet.
Yeah.
Are you crying?
Are you really crying? Oh my God.
Over the door. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody! Guess
Yeah.
who's crying?
Everyone come in here.
Yeah, so he was really like, didn't draw a whole lot of attention to it, and just kind of like was just like, okay,
It's probably the best
Yeah.
way to do it. But that's
Yeah.
just Mike, who's just like, she's
Well,
cool.
he trusts
she's
you
good.
to be able to find where you need to be, despite really crying. And because you're right, it's harder to actually get through the scene when you're actually really
yeah.
crying.
Well, and that happened with Romeo and Juliet too. At the end, I mean, shocking, but Romeo and Juliet has a very sad ending. I know, total spoiler.
I know, totally strayed away from
And
the
I
original.
actually had to step out of it. Like, I had to not connect to it as much as I was because I just couldn't control my voice at all.
It's hard. It's really difficult. I've had that experience a handful of times in the booth, and you were there for one of them, and then another one was
which like really like put off like the engineer. He's like, whoa, why is he being all like stern? And it's like, because he's acting, and we can't be like, all right, so you're dying.
Yeah, right?
yeah, that was difficult. But I had a similar, and and my part in Summer Wars is nowhere near as big, of course. But there is that one scene where Lovis Gay is not a douche.
Well, and you had a
And
close relationship with your grandmother as well.
Yeah, very close,
So,
similar
yeah.
to the relationship you had with yours. And so I watched that movie, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. I cry everything in
Yeah.
that movie, but that particular scene, like I found myself at the end of it, after you do that, when he just does that last little line. I found myself actually getting choked up and had to like take a little break. And Mike was like, "Cool, yeah, let's take a break." And I'm like, "Okay," but it was just, it's kind of cool when things like that happen, but it sucks at the same time.
Yeah,
because it makes you feel really alive, and it kind of brings you back to places you hadn't thought or visited in a while in your own mind. But then at the same time, you're like, "Fuck, I can't act now."
Right, exactly.
You know,
I can't do the technical things that I need to do.
Yeah.
But and that whole performance, like because Mike told me the storyline and everything about it. That whole performance, once I knew what it was about, I 100% dedicated to my grandmother. Like that was like my sort of grief counseling. That was my therapy.
It comes in weird ways sometimes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So watch Summer Wars.
Yes.
See what I actually sound like when I cry.
I can say of all the things I've ever been involved with, however remotely, that is, Summer Wars is one of the proudest.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
Is the proudest I've been in a long time associated with something. It's that great of a movie.
It's just awesome.
fucking
We
love
were
it.
so
Everyone
lucky.
should see it. Yeah.
We were so lucky to get to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is such a goddamn good dub. I mean, that sounds like we're doing our own horn, but like everyone,
Mike did such a good
Mike
job.
is fucking amazing. Every single fucking person in that dub, from like the dude on the street to like the woman in the shop that has like a reaction. Evereveryone sounds absolutely
clearly we
perfect.
should mention Pam.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, if we're talking about the grandmother.
And I've heard, I have never actually met Pam. I would
I
love
have.
to meet her
She's
sometime.
wonderful. She's
I hear
incredible on
amazing.
stage too.
I'd love
saw
to
her
see
in a play.
on stage.
At Stage West.
But my
and
first
she's
experience
so
of her, hearing her voice, was in Speedgrapher.
Yeah. She was my
she's
favorite character.
amazing
She's
in
my favorite
Speedgrapher.
character in Speedgrapher.
And, my God, she's just fucking amazing. I'm like, who is this woman? Holy shit! And then haven't. And then here we are years later doing Summer Wars, and I hear her voice, and I'm like, oh my God, perfect.
Yeah, she's
I
wonderful.
need to watch that at your place when we all sat down and watched it for the first
so
time
much
when
fun.
Mike showed it to us. It was really a great
Though I did get
experience.
really embarrassed whenever I actually was crying, and like Paul.
We were all crying. Like everyone in the room was crying. All of us were like trying to hide it, and like.
And Paul like cracked a joke because it was so awkward because everyone was like crying.
Thank God for Paul.
He's a good diffuser. So
Yeah, totally.
Well, I like. There's so many questions, and I would love to answer more. It's just
We have
We'd be here for, like,
we would
we'd
be
be
here
here
for
a
like 6
while.
hours, and it would snow again, and we'd be trapped here.
well, it's supposed to snow tomorrow, but
Great.
whatever. It snowed a little bit like this last February, like because Steven's birthday's
Well,
2 days
last
before
year it
yours.
snowed a
Yes.
ton when it snowed. We got 7 inches last year?
14.
14,
Good
that's right. 7
God.
inches in 2 consecutive days.
Yeah.
Whew, it was crazy.
Yeah, and remember we drove to medieval times and that. Why? Why did we do this?
We really wanted to see a bunch of
Okay,
people
calm
over.
down.
What? Not
Calm
What?
Yeah, him
I'm
and
just saying,
Steven
there's
got
some-
really
there's some-
into they're like, all right, so we hate, they've got, your waiter is like, okay, we hate the Green Knight, okay?
Green Knight's the enemy.
We're with the Black and White Knight, and that was our friend who got us the ticket, and is also a
Wait, your
voice
friend was
actor.
the Green Knight or the
Black and White?
Oh, okay.
Black and white.
Because I became his queen of beauty and love, and I'm like, really?
I got a robe.
And he got a rose. He was clearly like, oh, like all these kids that were like, please, and I'm like, cool. I don't care. No, but like Tatum got like a flower, and he's like,
I'm like, oh.
And then him and Steven got really, because when the Green Knight came out, him and Steven
We were like, boom! Fuck that
Were you guys drunk at this point?
no.
guy! That's the worst
Even
part.
better.
We weren't drunk.
Even
Had we been
better.
drunk, we would have been like getting out like on the field, like the rednecks that
I
really
swear,
get
it's
into
like
wrestling and
the people I
pulling
hang
off
out
our
with.
clothes. Bring it, motherfucker! Bring it!
The people I hang out with, are the ones that do that shit when they're completely stone cold sober. My husband has been kicked out of a bar and cut off when he was stone cold sober, saying that he was
I believe
way
it.
too wasted.
I believe it. I believe it.
It's just how we are. Like, yes, drinking's really just an accessory. Really, just holding the drink. It's not really.
Yeah,
about
I mean,
drinking
I'm drinking right now.
I'm continually drunk. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't even have.
Like,
to
I
drink
mean, I already
anymore.
said I was wasted.
Yeah.
One more.
Are we
question
doing
of
any more
yours.
questions?
Listen, no, we're done with questions. You guys sent in
Yeah.
okay, I'd say
had
altogether
so many
between
questions.
the chat and then the emails, we got at least 50 questions.
Hold on, let me
for
see
you.
these questions. Let me see if there's
yeah.
something I want to answer.
So for those of you whose questions we did not get to, we love
Well,
you.
I mean,
It's
we
just one
explain
of
this every
some of
time,
them
yeah.
we inadvertently answered before we got to the questions. So
Yeah,
that was
for that first whole hour of
Yes.
no question.
Grace, what is your favorite type of cookie? Mine is chocolate chip, made with whole wheat, preferably.
Fascinating.
She was asking that because Grace, who made the ninja cupcake,
Oh yes.
is one of the shadow followers.
Oh, hello, Shadow
I met her at Yulcon,
Yes,
but
she's
and
awesome.
she's local. She lives around here, so she was sharing my pain with the snow. She also shared with me, because I'm online a lot. I'm a dork. That if something about if someone was to narrate her life, it would probably be me because of my sarcasm. I'm like, I would do that for free. Let's do that.
You'd be the
I'd
older,
narr-
wiser version of her doing the Wonder Years version.
Yeah. Which it's one of those things I never get. It's like the Wonder Years and How I Met Your Mother, which I think is funny.
Okay, you know
why
what?
do you sound like Bob Saget in the future when you are 35 now? Like, why? And how patient are your fucking kids? Because you've been telling the story for 6 years. Get to the
really good
fucking
point.
mom.
There was
Seriously.
a question in there that I kind of think would be really funny to lead out on if you cared to answer it, but we could just it was something along the lines of if Funimation was if
That was Steve's question.
was that yeah okay
I'm
Steve,
good.
and if it was
Wait,
Professional.
before you say that, I would like to thank Tara for saying that I'm a genius.
Really?
yeah thanks Tara for feeding
Tara.
the beast for feeding
She's
raw meat
my
to the alligator.
favorite.
Great.
Tara is awesome.
Rena can't wear hats because her head's so damn big.
They just fly right off.
Well, and also, I
up,
just don't
shut up,
want
just
to
own the
cover my beauty with hats.
My beauty. Is the question, why are you so awesome or something? Like,
Oh no! She said,
really
first
sad I
off,
didn't
you're a
bring
genius.
galoshes.
Second, tell us about throwing stones, which I already did. So
yeah
Yeah.
done.
Okay, so here, gimme.
Okay.
I want to.
Steve, it's right under, it's like the
There it
third
is,
question
right
down.
here. Okay, if Funimation was a stereotypical high school. Oh wait, sorry, sorry. This question comes from Steve. If Funimation was a stereotypical high school, what archetypes would your fellow voice actors and other staff members?
Oh, that's
be?
really fun.
Is that good? Okay, now so obviously start with the people in
Okay,
this room. Who
what
would
are,
we be?
yeah.
What archetypes are we each?
I don't know. I'm not good at self-judging.
Me
Oh, well,
either.
then judge us, and we'll judge you.
You would be.
We'll share the burden.
You would be like
wild card.
No, you are not the wild card. You are not the wild card.
No, okay,
I know.
again,
I
you're
just
like
thought
that
I'd see
kid
it,
whenever
okay?
you're playing like with a bunch of friends, like toys, you're like, oh, well, actually, that wouldn't affect my guy because what I didn't tell you was he's got these superpowers and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you are the worst person to play with. Shush.
I would be that guy.
Yeah, you would be
No,
that.
no. You would be.
Bitch.
I think you would be like an emo poet. Like you would be the guy
Or
that's
just a
always, like,
poet.
reading poetry and all that kind of stuff and
beatnik,
reading. Yeah,
sorta.
you'd totally be that guy.
I would.
Indie
It's the
dude.
beard.
Yeah.
It's the beard. The beard.
Maybe it is
Give
the
me
beard.
street cred.
Beard.
No, dude, it's the
Beanie-
fact
no,
that
see,
you
but in high
fucking
school-
read all the time.
I do
That's
read,
a lot
yeah,
more
I
to
do.
do with
You're
it.
the library aide that is just, like no one knows much about you. You're mysterious.
Yeah, you're the mysterious one.
And he writes poetry, and you don't know that till you go to a local coffee shop that isn't a Starbucks, that one. And it's poetry night.
Where you see him reading poetry
Yeah.
because he's totally lying about his age just so he can get up on stage and do
Yes,
it.
exactly.
Or
That's
you're
so
not
you.
performing,
Like
you're just
that.
sitting in the corner doing this, reading a book.
Silent. Yeah, I'm reading.
Yeah.
I'm reading something in French or
Confused.
or Aramaic.
Confused. Like that little. Totally. That kind of.
Terry.
I like that, Terry.
I don't know
Terry.
anything.
Okay. I see you as some sort of really sarcastic criminal mastermind gang leader. Like you would be.
Actually, you just described me in high school because I sold hall passes for all 4 years. I memorized all the counselor's signatures.
You would totally traffic in fake hall passes.
I'm Zach Morris.
And then yes,
I'll deal with that.
there you go. That's
You're
her.
Zach Morris.
Like people would come to see her, and like they would have to go through like
Yeah.
8 or 9 people to get to her, and
No,
she'd be
I'm
like in
Fonzie.
some dark room,
Fonzie.
like backlit by like
I like
an
Fonzie
overhead
better.
projector,
Yeah.
and she's just sitting there with her.
Except you're actually in high school, not some
with her
creepy
fingers
old
making
guy.
a TP in front of her face, and she was like,
Which you
"Suppose
never really
tell
thought about.
me what you're willing to give in return for 2 yearbook photos this year." And like, yeah,
You're like Yuko from like Hollig.
Right? Yeah.
You totally would be. That would be it. You would have everyone in the school would owe you a favor or 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you would be the Moriarty. That would totally be you. And you would have
I
a
like
couple of thugs on either arm. That would be like you're not like, hey, let's go beat this guy up. They'd be like your intelligent, like hitman, like stylish, like high school versions of that.
I
kind
like
of
it.
character. So that's
Why
you.
didn't this actually happen?
Chris Sabat would be like the Rushmore kid. He actually told me that he is like
Always starting clubs.
Yeah, he was Rushmore in
can
high
And
school.
that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite
I can see
movies.
that.
Yeah. I could see that. Nathaniel Harrison would be the head of the AV club.
Yes.
Yes, totally.
Yes.
No pun intended. Steven.
Steven would be the secretary of the AV club.
Yeah. Always following Nathaniel. But, you know what else should we do? Oh, yes. We should do that. Yes. Trenton, who you guys might know, might not. He would be assistant
He's a
to the
production
principal.
assistant. Yeah, he would be assistant to the principal. Yeah, totally.
Assistant to the principal.
Justin Cook would be the principal.
There we go.
Or would you just be class president? Like,
Class president. I think Sabat would be class president.
yeah,
actually.
so would be class president. Okay, so Justin Cook is the principal.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Would
Okay.
Mike be a teacher or a student?
Mike would have to be, if he's a student, I'm not sure what that would be. If
He's the
but I could
coolest
see him
guy.
as- I
He's
could
the
see him as the
coolest
cool
dude.
teacher who, like, I could see him as
Like
the
the
cool,
cool
science
history teacher
teacher
or
or
something.
arts teacher
Yeah.
or something.
I
who, like,
always loved my history teachers. I always thought they were the coolest.
I could see Mike doing that. Mike would be the really cool teacher. If he was, here's the thing, if he was one of the students, he would be like one of the super duper seniors who's been there for like 8 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he enjoys it, not because he's an idiot. Yeah, he would be Matthew McConaughey's character from school,
Dazed and
from
Confused.
Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yes,
That would
totally.
totally be Mike.
Brina.
With the
I think
badass
he would
car.
be like head of drama, like where you're always in the musicals every year and stuff like that.
You would be the girl that's over everything. You would be the girl that's like over
So-
it, done.
So me in high school.
Portlandia, over it.
You would be
over.
absolutely disaffected. Like everything would just be like, oh god, all these parties.
But why do you go to them?
Talks and it's whatever.
If
martini
I don't
after
go.
martini, but no one knows about you. You put on your face and you put on the dress. No one cares. Like you would sit
So
all
I would
day.
also be emo.
Yeah, you would sit all day with like.
Would I be like your beard girlfriend then?
I suppose so. I mean, according to Wikipedia, we're married.
No, they
anyway,
hate each
so.
other.
I
Actually,
didn't know that. I never
didn't know
saw
that either. When did we get married?
No,
I missed the ceremony.
I forget who posted that. It might have been Faith or something that actually posted the screen capture, and then apparently they took it down already that I was married to. Or no, I think that's still up, but they took down me as Jamie Markey's spouse. Which is
I'm just
awesome.
going to start contributing. I'm just going to, every time I'm in an interview now, I'm just going to start making shit up. Like I do half the time anyway, but now it's going to be 100% of the time making shit up. Like I'm going to talk
That's
about
what Chris does now. Sabbath, that's what Sabbath does.
Oh yeah, no, I was actually with the Royal Ballet Company for a while until I took
I don't
a
have
spill
one,
in the orchestra
but if
pit
I did, I'm sure it would be
and fell
full
into
of
a kettle
lies.
drum.
That's how like I started calling Alexis Lexi because Grundy kept messing with her page and putting like Alexis, just the tip, tipped in. Stuff like that. It's like, stop fucking with my page! And now I call her Lexi Tip Top. It's
Lexi Tip Top. That's cute.
Who did Alexis?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Alexis would be the adorable freshman girl that, like, all of the dudes want to bang.
She'd be Sandy in Grease.
Yes, totally.
Tia Ballard.
Tia would be the really hot but a little weird.
I love my Tia.
Huh?
Like Pretty in Pink,
Oh, I
like
love
Molly
Tia.
Ringwald in Pretty in Pink.
Yeah. That's
Would you
really,
watch that now? Really bad movie.
Really? I still like it. 16
see-
Candles is better, though.
Well, I also know that. I
haven't
was
seen either
reading
one in
the
so
original
long, I couldn't tell
ending.
you.
The original ending, which I think would have made much more sense.
Yes.
Was that her and Ducky
ended up
finally kind
together.
of start getting together to where, but instead, it's like Andrew McCarthy's like, I believed in you this whole time. You just didn't believe in me. It's like, how long has this been? Like 2 weeks?
No, but Tia, okay, so Tia,
Dude, that's how high school is, though. I mean, come on.
Tia would be the really, really hot, really charismatic chick that everyone likes and everyone wants to, like, know, but who's kind of a mystery. And once they get to know her, like, they found out she has some really crazy hobby. Like cutting down trees or something. Like, that would be, like, she does this in her spare time.
That's horrifying. Yes.
I can see that happening. They're like, oh my god, let's go, Tia's throwing a party. Oh, finally. And then it's like, what?
Tyler.
We're building homes?
Tyler Walker.
Tyler would be like the president of the chess club or something. Like he would be like not the nerdy guy, but Tyler's very smart.
No, he'd be like
very
like
laid back about it.
the
He would
wood
be-
shop geek because he's always working on stuff.
Yeah.
Woodshop.
That's a
Yes.
good job. Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
That's very good.
Todd.
Todd would be the popular guy that everyone hates. That
He
everyone's
would
like,
be the popular guy. He'd be the popular pretty boy.
He would totally be the popular pretty boy.
That's always walking in slow motion when everyone is going.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the time.
Who's like wearing the sweater
The
over his
Letterman.
shoulders.
Oh no, who does that? Oh.
Well, but this is a high school movie, so
Okay.
someone has to have that.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I love that we gave that to the Asian. Like, he would never be cast as that, like in an
I know,
actual movie.
But he could do it.
he
totally
needs
do
it. He
totally
needs
do
it.
it.
Go against type, damn it.
Yeah.
But also the beauty of us all being in a stereotypical movie, we can all dance. So there you go.
No, what
Dance.
are you talking about?
This is-
Everyone can
this-
dance really well in the movies.
Oh, now we can, because we're in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I get it.
was
I thought
so
we were talking about real life, and I was like,
where?
where?
I didn't agree to any
No,
of
we
that.
all can. Right? I think that was not another teenage movie thing at the prom. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't know it when you looked
Who
at
would
us,
be
but
prom king
everyone.
and queen?
Prom king.
Oh my god. Jesus. I think Colleen would have to be
I was
prom
going to say
Ha-
Colleen.
yeah,
queen.
Colleen.
Colleen would have to be prom queen.
Or Laura Bailey.
Laura,
But she's not at
Laura.
Funimation quite as much anymore.
Laura's, yeah, she's more, I guess she'd be like the visiting student now. She'd be...
Yeah, she's a foreign
She'd be
exchange
foreign
student.
exchange
There you go. There you go.
Awesome foreign exchange
she'd be
student.
an awesome foreign exchange
Yeah.
student who like knows karate or something. Or
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Or, like,
Doesn't
knows
have a lot
how
of
to
scenes
rock
We
wrong
could
people
say
with
that it would
Delaware.
be Laura and Travis would be prom king and queen.
They would be, let's,
Aw,
I like that.
that's
That's
cute.
totally
Yeah.
true. That's
That's a
totally
good
true.
one.
Yeah.
Then who would Colleen be?
Colleen would be class student body president. I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yep.
There we go.
There you
Yeah.
I like this.
Oh, wait. Shh. Okay, we already established who Steven was, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Who are we
Eric
forgetting?
Vale. Who would Eric Vale be?
Jock.
Jock, yeah.
Captain of the football team.
Captain of the football team. That's
There
right.
you go.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
But like the cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the guy that's still kind of friends with the nerds and stuff.
The guy that can like make sense in any of the cliques.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
totally
Social
he does
butterfly.
social
Totally.
butterfly. That's Eric. That's good. I like that.
Ian Sinclair.
I don't know. I love Ian, so I say this with love, but Ian would have to be the spaz. Ian would have
totally
to be the crazy.
spaz.
He would be Scrooge.
He'd be the Kramer. He'd be the
Kramer, absolutely.
The kid that like walks
Because
in the door and
he is.
instantly everything just changes.
He is.
Like the minute you walk in the door, like, oh, this is not going to be the day I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
Now that you're here, in a good way,
Evans.
like he's like the Cat in the Hat.
Bevins is the stoner.
Bevins is the stoner that never comes to class.
Yes.
Or always comes to class late, and they just kind of accept it.
Exactly.
Forever ago.
Because he's a senior
He's the
now.
comic book geek who's always talking comics.
Yeah.
Always.
When you see him.
When you see him. When you see him.
When you see him.
Through the smoke.
I'd say Scott and Kyle have to come they have to
They're
come
a
as
unit.
a set. Yeah.
They're the Magic the Gathering nerds because they
That's
play
true,
that
that's
shit
true.
at lunch every day.
Which, it got to the point where like, hey guys, can you turn down the radio? I can't believe there's a radio out here.
I love walking past and like being that like high school joke. Just like, hey, what's up, losers? You like your stupid card
okay.
game?
Kaylin was in town. We were recording a live action, and she was talking to Todd, I think, as Todd was getting ready to play Magic, and Mike came up, and Todd was like, Mike said something about that card. He's like, oh, yeah, awesome. And Todd's like, oh, you know that? He's like, no. Because I had sex in high school.
Oh, that's so mean.
Well, it's Mike. Well, if Mike follows it with like,
It's funny though.
like it's fine.
Oh my god.
Are we forgetting?
Caitlin. Who would Caitlin be?
Caitlin would be. Let's see.
I feel like she would be like the drum major.
She'd be like, she'd be kind of the weird
something.
trendsetter. Like she'd be the one that she'd be like the first kid to try some crazy new fashion that everyone else was like, I'm never going to wear that, but it looks good on you. Like she'd be the kid that shows up like in something really awesome that she's like, I totally found this in like
a dumpster.
Well, then she's
yeah.
then she's Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, then she's Molly.
Yeah,
Ringwald.
that makes more sense.
They're like,
I
oh,
guess.
did you make that?
Actually, yeah, that makes way more sense because they're both redheaded.
Yeah, they're both redheaded. Mm-hmm. So. I think that's I guess that's all the people I can
my
think of off the top of my
gosh.
head. There's so many people up there, but I guess they all kind of fall into some one of these cliques. I am very happy that I'm the librarian aide. I like that.
Wait, what was I?
You were the disaffected, like over it girl, like the really cool but very like.
That's so boring.
Well,
That's
actually,
what I was in high
said
school.
I said like the drama star, but that was me.
I was a choir star.
Well, that was always the same
In high
chick.
school, yeah.
Like in mine,
Yeah,
like
it was
she
the
was
same-
always the
same
lead.
thing
She was
here.
always the lead in the musical because she
That's
did
true.
choir.
I was always
and
the lead in the musicals and stuff. I lettered in choir 7 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nerd.
I never wore my letter jacket though, or my
So,
patches.
in my high
I
school,
wanted one
there was
until
a
I realized I'm
clear-
like, I'm never going to wear this out of high school.
There was
So
a
I'll just
clear
let it go.
rivalry, sometimes very bitter, between the choir nerds and the drama nerds.
Oh,
because
yeah.
we shared a hallway.
So
And
did we.
it was band and
Well, 'cause
choir
art was
and
just one
drama
time.
was all one corridor of the school. So we had like one wing of the school was totally like. It was like being in a different country. Like you could walk and you could just feel it. You're like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by artsy fartsy.
Well, because you
dramatic
start hearing like warm ups and you're
And so whenever we would do the High School Musical, which would be at least like, I think we do one every other year. We do a major musical. And the rest of the time we just focus on plays and the choir would focus on doing their thing. But we would only get together to do the musical like once every couple of
Right.
years. And it was
every
like...
couple years, really?
Yeah,
We did
only
one
every couple of
year.
years. And that was because they were really expensive to put on. Because the musicals always call for a lot better production values than
Yeah.
your average
and it costs a
5.
lot more to get the rights to all the songs
It
and the
does,
book
and
and
you've
all
got
that.
to, you've got to get the, you've got to get someone that knows how to play music there and all
Yeah.
this stuff. It's just harder to put together, and so they would only want to put that time and money into it like once every couple of
That's
years in
right.
high school.
Smaller town.
But when they would have to do it, it would require like band, choir, and drama to all come together, and for us to kind of make this very uneasy truce. And it was always very funny. It was like a ceasefire would have to be in effect for a little while, and it was really funny. I mean, but there was always that one person that could like bring it all together by being like not only awesome at singing but also really sweet, and to everybody, and a really good actor or an actress, and it was really cool. It was like those are the people that kind of made everything come together.
In my high school, our theater department was virtually non-existent. I mean, we had one, but it was like.
Well, that was in Weatherford, right?
Yeah, Weatherford. But our choir was badass. Like we were like one of the best in the.
We had a badass choir, and we had next to non-existent drama department as well. We didn't have a very big one, but it was a tight knit group of about 18 kids. every year. It was about.
Oh God, we would have like 6 maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I did not
in
have
high school though, because our high school
Ghetto high
catered
school.
to a lot of areas, towns that weren't McKinney that didn't have high schools. So like kids from Melissa
got
and like I
funneled
think
in
Blue
and
Ridge and
stuff.
stuff like came, and like Anna came to that high school. So it was a lot bigger than you think it was from just the population of McKinney at the time.
Right.
It's nowhere near what it is now. But yeah, it was just really funny because you had all these. So it was really fun. Our choir was
we
badass.
had 3.
Our band was badass.
It was
our
3
drama department
combinations. It was choir, drama, and orchestra.
See, we didn't have orchestra.
Orchestra.
we just had band.
See, but here's how, like, we were so divided because there was Miss Ferguson, who was the drama department, and then Miss, oh my God, what was her name? Miss R. We'll say Miss R. And then Miss Wisdom, who was the new choir teacher that we all hated.
New sheriff in town.
Bitch. Like, I quit choir just because I hated her so much. But like, I was in choir for like 8 years, and I just quit because I hated her that much. But
Wow.
I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have to do this musical, and it was West Side Story, which I am in love with.
That is a wonderful musical.
And I actually played a guy in it. And I had my own song and everything.
Awesome.
Because the guy who played
played-
action couldn't sing.
I played Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar when I was in high school. It was really fun.
Oh my God. But
I'm kidding.
no, like we all had to meet together. So it was choir nerds, and it was like for dress rehearsal, choir, drama, and then orchestra finally came in because orchestra doesn't have to. They do all their practicing alone, and then da 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 da. But everybody was talking, and I was Miss Ferguson's like friend too. She let me stay at her house like a couple times just because I'm like, my house is no one's home. My mom's out of town. She's
Aw.
like, just come on, whatever. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, come on. You saw the orchestra teacher and the drama teacher just wait for the choir teacher to leave, and you're like, choir. I hate choir. And it's just like, oh, so it's not just the students. Okay.
Nice. Wow.
Oh my God, we've been jabbering
Yeah,
on
we've been
for the
jabbering
least.
for a while.
Yeah.
We just bring up.
How long is it supposed to be?
Well, it's not supposed to be anything.
It just kind of goes as long as it goes, but I think we can probably safely rate it in now at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's starting to get boring to like everybody else. We're just like, we're just bonding.
We're just bonding, yeah.
Well, no, see, it's like, it just sounds like you guys are talking. It's like, because we are. Sometimes it's like, oh, there's the mic's right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
It has been lovely having you on again.
Oh, stop.
Cool.
Okay.
It's been almost a year since you came on.
Yeah, I think so.
That's true.
I can't believe we've been doing this for over a year.
That's pretty awesome.
Fucking crazy. Has it been over a year already?
It's amazing how much it still sucks.
I know. You'd think you being on here twice that we would have
Yeah, I thought it would have like
hit our
improved.
stride by now, but apparently no. It just
But
continues.
We just moved locations. That's all we did.
Yeah. So
Location's
thanks for,
much better.
Yeah. Well, when I
thanks for
text,
helping us, hoist this show above, out of the black cauldron of its former just, shittiness into this new,
Yeah.
completely new
Shittiness.
arena.
Yeah,
of-
you're welcome.
of
You're
Brina's Day
welcome.
shittiness.
Well, when I text Brina, I'm like, do you want to do it again? And it was a very simple, duh, period. Like, okay.
DUH.
Well, that could mean
Throw me some
no or
dates.
yes. I
Done.
don't know.
Cool.
But
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for listening. Whoever has actually like stayed here this whole
No,
time.
it's like breaks. They're like, okay, you guys have got to start doing commercials or something, so I know when it's safe to fucking stop.
yeah.
Go to the bathroom.
And thanks to everyone who sent in awesome questions. And again, we're really
Yes.
sorry for those
Over
many of you
50
that we
questions,
did not get
yes.
through them because
You know
just,
we chat
there's
a
there's
lot.
not enough time. But
You can ask me on Facebook. Not all at the same time. Oh my god.
Blah,
go
blah,
ahead,
blah,
ask me
blah.
at the same time. Don't
You
listen
have
to that.
you have your Facebook page, and then there's your I Heart Brina Palencia.
Yes, which Tara runs.
Tara's
She's
awesome.
awesome.
Did you see the little artwork she did?
Yeah, it was really funny.
Love that I'm all
Yeah.
I know.
Also, I love that she gave me the nickname The Boss. I have
Boss.
no idea where that came from, but I like it.
But I own it.
And people keep asking me like, why? Because I have
Is
friends.
there a story?
Yeah, I have friends, friends that don't have anything to do with anime that are on my anime page, and they're just like, why do they call you the boss? And I'm like, because I'm awesome. Duh.
Maybe.
But I really have no idea.
Well, boss, it's been nice having you again.
Gracias.
Yeah. Now get the fuck out of my house.
Okay, can I have like some food or something? I'm kind of hungry.
No.